Mother, man.
This is Joey from Murder Metal Mayhem. My co-hosts are really sick, paralyzed, and about to die. Give us money.
Spreading faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's Murder Metal Mayhem!
All right, what the hell is up, gentlemen?
What's up, motherfuckers?
Doing that thing we do here on Tuesday, and that's quite the intro there, Joey, but our listeners may be a little confused, but they'll understand as they listen to this
After
episode.
we do this one,
Yeah, you'll get it after you hear what we're going to say about the feature tonight. But we're here at Horns High Studios for the Horns High Podcast Network doing episode 140. Chris, getting a little closer to another milestone.
Fucking right. 10 away.
That's right. Should be a good one. And the last of our Murdering Moms of May special. I can't say I'll miss it because it has got to been the most depressing fucking month of episodes of children being killed.
And like we said last week, this week it's not the mom doing the murder.
And now it's a little different.
Turning the tables a little bit.
Yeah.
And fucking the most fucked up thing too is we could do this again next year, no problem.
Yeah,
we could
definitely
four different
easily.
bitches. Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely had a few that we had on the list but didn't make the final four. So yeah, we could easily do it again. And of course, we got some good T-shirts on tonight, Chris. I see you got. Was that a Disney shirt on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, this is a motherfucking dope ass sexual atrocity shirt.
Nice.
Front of it's got a what's his name, Charlie Sheen on it with a rolled up $100 bill hanging out his nose, looking all fucked up and shit.
What's the back say?
And the back says, it just says, let's get high and fuck shit up.
Nice.
Jenny's like, I really like the back.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because I didn't catch it. I saw it said something, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah, let's get high and fuck shit. I've gotten so many compliments at gas stations for this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Motherfuckers like, yeah, I'm with you.
Joey, what about you? Looking like you're towing the company line over there.
Yeah, I'm wearing that the newest Murder Metal Mayhem shirt, the Gaither print that we got done.
Nice. And
It's
Gaither got
available
the
now.
one I sent him. He loves it.
Hell
And
yeah.
he's going
Hell
to
yeah.
take some pictures of him with the shirt on, which would
Awesome.
be cool.
Fucking A.
We still have those available, large
That's right.
through 2X.
Get some.
They're so amazing, though, the 4-color front and back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have pictures of this, of course, on our Facebook, and you can order them and help support the cause. Now, last week, or
Well,
I'm
you
sorry,
got on,
my
Pete.
shirt, I skipped myself, my benediction shirt that I got
It's a dope shirt.
Yeah.
after the new album came out. I ordered this one, and it took a little while to get here from England, but I got it, so definitely dig those guys.
I love the artwork on that. I think I could be wrong. I think maybe Dan Seagrave did that.
I'm not sure.
He
I'm not
did
sure.
all like the fucking Gorguts and fucking
Yeah, a lot of
Amazing
those old
Morbid
death
Angel.
metal albums. Yeah, the artwork is badass. I just
Yeah.
love the colors in it too. All right, so last week we did our episode on Susan Smith, that horrible fucking bitch of a mother, drowned her little boys by letting her car roll into a lake in Union, South Carolina in 1994.
Just standing there watching, you have no fucking heart when you're watching it happen.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine it. But this bitch, just an absolutely awful story. But of course, keeping with that theme of the Murdering Moms of May episodes this month. And we talk all about the crimes and, of course, the sensational nature of it and all the stories that came out about her, affair with her stepdad, and all this fucked up shit. So it's a good one. CK called in to talk about Corzus, the thrash metal band from Brazil. Totally dig those dudes.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
Yeah, they're really good.
Had the interview.
Yeah, and we did that interview with Antonio, their guitar player, and the full interview came out the day after the episode came out. So you got a double barrel, double episodes last week. And if you missed either one, go check them out. We passed 800 listens to Antonio's interview and 1,100 to episode 139. So that was as of today. So thank you, everybody that's listened. And if you missed it, go give it a listen. Check it out. Also, speaking of all the Corza stuff, thanks to all these new Brazilian listeners, they have entered the top 10 countries listening. So thanks to all our new listeners
Gracias.
that knew about us from the Corza stuff. So really, really cool. So horns up to all you guys. All right, well, tonight, guys, are not going to disappoint. We have had quite a few people on our Facebook page say they are absolutely fucking stoked to hear this one. So,
Right. Gypsy motherfucking Rose.
yeah, Gypsy Rose, horrible mother of the month episodes we've been doing, and this one is in Springfield, Missouri. Gypsy Rose Blanchard and the murder of her mom, Dee Dee Blanchard. And, of course, our buddy and listener Justin Morris suggested this one a while back.
Yep.
And Justin was supposed to be here, but his work beckoned and he was not able to break away. So sorry you missed this, Justin. Hopefully,
hopefully you're doing
we
good out
do it
there,
right.
House.
Hopefully we do it right. We'll get him in here again. He likes coming in here, and it's always fun to have a guest host with us. So.
And still, thank you so much for the suggestion.
Oh,
because
yeah.
This is a case that definitely Murder Metal Mayhem's. It's built for us. I
It
think.
is. It really is. Certain ones are just like right in
Yeah.
our wheelhouse, and this is one of them. We'll be covering the case in depth in the murder segment tonight, and it is thankfully the last of the Murdering Moms of May series, despite the fact in this one, as we said, it's a little table turn. The daughter does the killing instead of the mom. So
Yeah, but goddamn the shit the mom does.
oh, it's so awful. Yeah. So we'll tell you all about it. Got CK warming up, ready to throw down in the metal segment. He's having some internet issues, so he's going to be doing the episode from his phone, but he's all fired up. He's going to be talking about a band I know absolutely nothing
I
about.
don't either. I don't know.
yeah.
I
have no
looked
idea
it
who
up
this
and
is.
I'm like, who the fuck is
Yeah,
Overcast?
so CK, you're gonna render us.
Yeah,
fucking
and I
brand
listened
new.
to the first song I heard of them. It was very new metal to me, and I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? And then I was like, maybe I had the wrong band, you know? Maybe there's more than one Overcast, you
Right.
know? And he sent me a link to an MP3 or a YouTube of one of the songs. Same band, same album I listened to, but I didn't listen to this particular song. So, hey, he's a great metal motherfucker.
He is.
We give him carte blanche to just do whatever. So
Yeah.
we're going to hear about the band Overcast tonight. And he's been, of course, raising hell on Wild Man, and we're going to hear about all of that in the metal segment. Got a good killer cage match tonight, guys, which is a very special one because we decided that we're going to do this one a little different. And Chris, we got some listeners.
We got Roger
thanks.
Smith. We got Rebecca Boomsock in there like a motherfucker. And we got Maggie Elizabeth. Maggie, it's been a while. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, for sure. They gave us those random numbers, and we got an interesting matchup tonight, Joey. And what did we decide to do?
Well, all
'Cause-
month we've been using our fucking topic of the day.
Right,
So Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she's gonna get her fucking day in the ring.
right,
You thought she couldn't walk? Watch this.
right.
So she's gonna go up against fucking
Her mom.
oh yeah, her mom. That's right.
Yeah.
I lost my place in my notes, but also I remember that we had this conversation
Right.
where we're like, "Hey, we should have them fight each other."
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, and that's going to be
So
fucking
Dee Dee
awesome.
gets some revenge
Yeah,
maybe
this
on
is-
her daughter that kills her. you know?
Oh, or the daughter gets revenge on her mom
Again,
who cut
kills her again. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah,
It's gonna be rough, dude.
It's going to be interesting. And of course, we did it with 3 objects this week
Ooh.
and a variable to make it interesting. So stay tuned in the Mayhem segment to see how that one ends up. And speaking of Mayhem, Joey's got a good story for us
I do,
tonight.
I got a story
little
tonight.
personal injury story that should be pretty gruesome.
Those are always good.
Oh, yeah. Huge thanks to spellboundeffectsandart.com. So amazing. I love talking about their stuff. We always get compliments about the forearm with our name carved in it or Spike.
and the fucking lamp.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
much
wicked.
anything. I try to fucking share his shit all the time, too.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I mean, I love just seeing the new stuff he comes up with. So Tony Campagna over there at spellboundeffectsandart.com. Go check him out. And also our friends at Rotten Cotton for being a sponsor of us, as well as Voice of Dread. Those guys have the greatest T-shirts and hoodies and stickers,
all the shit.
comics, graphic novels, really great stuff. And Joey, they get a little discount if they
do.
use a special
if you
code.
spend $20 or more at the rottencotton.com shop, you can get 15% off your whole purchase just by putting Mayhem in the discount code.
Right. Very cool. So very simple. And they got a lot of cool stuff. Horror, serial killer stuff. I'm going to order the Panzram shirt, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think I need
That's
it.
dope.
I think I need it.
That's
yeah.
badass.
You know, I keep fucking running across things that are like, they'll almost say Murder Metal Mayhem, you know? Like that one is like Murder and Mayhem.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
Some
either.
fucking. But anyway, I fucking. My homie Testy's got me this new fucking. It's a 3 from Hell fucking poster.
Oh, nice.
And it's signed by. I can't think of the guy's name now. The new guy in it. But anyway, fucking. The top of it says fucking Murder Madness Mayhem. And I'm just like, it's so close.
It's so close. Didn't we see that with was it Starved Rock or one of the cases?
That's exactly what it was. I had the fucking
It was.
article from the news.
Yes,
That's
that's
right.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. I can't believe I remembered that.
Yeah, good one.
So, yeah, with so many of these episodes, man, every week is just brutal. So, rottencotton.com, use that code Mayhem, score 15% off. Thanks to everybody out there listening to Murder Metal Mayhem. We keep seeing the numbers rolling in. This week, we're right around 3,500 listens, Chris. So, about 1,000 from last week.
Fucking A, man.
That's fucking
Go
great.
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil and the Antonio interview probably makes up a good part of that.
Yeah.
So if you missed it in our last episode, we've moved the page a day stuff to the murder segment. So in case we had somebody that missed a show and then they're like, oh man, I really missed hearing Joey do those page a days.
We're
We
still
are
doing
doing
it.
it. Yeah, in the murder
We just
segment.
switched it.
Right. We wanted to shorten the intro up a little, and we thought, well, let's just put it in where it probably should be anyway, which
Yeah.
is murder.
Yeah, whenever we first started doing it, it was just kind of like, hey, I got this
Yeah,
thing I
it
kind
was-
of want to do, and we
right.
just kind of put it there.
No,
for
it's such a
Yeah.
cool thing. I think it fits so much better, like we all thought
Trust
after
me,
the
when
episode.
it comes October, I'll be fucking hitting up their site like, yo, y'all doing this true crime one
Right,
again?
right. Better put us in it next time.
Better.
All right. Well, Chris and Joey got a lot on our plate tonight. We're going to be taking a little trip southwest to the state of Missouri to talk about another piece of shit mother.
Yeah, so
It is the show me state. So we'll see what they could show us, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get our murder. Oh wait, let's get our murder on.
Fucking nasty, man.
Misery Index, baby.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hammering the Nails from their latest. Hell yeah, is right. We had a chance, Chris, to talk with the drummer,
Yes, we did.
Adam Jarvis, who's
fucking
from
A.
Illinois, not too far from us. Really good dude, very down to earth, but fucking unbelievable. And yeah, digging those guys for sure. Tonight, though, guys, we have got a very, very strange story. All month, we've been covering these horrible fucking mothers and the abuse and murder they've dealt upon their own children. But this time, we're talking about another mother who's also a complete piece of shit and abused her daughter,
Another motherfucker.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She convinced the community in Springfield, Missouri, that Gypsy Rose had fucking cancer, MS, asthma, mental deficiencies, and all sorts of other problems.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah, I mean, a list of stuff, and all for one reason, Joey, and that was just for fucking,
Well,
like you said in the intro.
it was actually really a couple reasons because sympathy, cash.
Yep.
As you find out, they were taking advantage of everything that they could.
Oh, yeah. People are very generous, man.
Yeah.
They're taking fucking vacations.
Yeah.
They're doing all sorts of shit. It's fucked up.
We talked about, Susan Smith and the deception that she caused on the world by giving her statements.
This is a very similar story, I think.
It is, and it's just a whole nother way to deceive people where people were just like, hold on, wait, what's going on?
Right?
And it was
Outraged,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Outraged. So as we mentioned, our listener and friend Justin Morris suggested this one, and I'm glad he did because it is a really good story. And a lot of our listeners have been commenting really excited about this one. Now, Joey, had you heard much about this one before we started talking about doing it?
I did. I used to live in Springfield, Missouri for a while.
Okay.
So
you're really the world traveler.
I lived in like the most fucking ridiculous places. But anyway, I lived there, so of course, like the tie to a city that I knew was there. And really, the reason why I know this case, to be honest, until I found out we're doing the podcast, I had never even watched the HBO documentary until then. And now I have watched it, but I'm really into police interrogation videos. Like, I love that shit. I love watching the cat and mouse game between them.
Yeah.
And the
So
Gypsy
real,
Rose case in that fucking respect is very big.
Yes.
Because her and her boyfriend's testimony or their interviews are just very, very fucking interesting to watch. And, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
So I already knew about it all because of that, and I knew some of the facts and stuff. But yeah, doing it this way, and then I watched Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, and a couple of the other things. I was like, okay, I got a little more rounded on it.
Yeah, it's a very, very fascinating story. Now, Chris, we're going to be talking about a topic that might impress some people that we actually know what this means, but Munchausen Syndrome by proxy. And so, what exactly is that, dude?
That's basically like if you're a caregiver. In this case, it's the mother, but it could be like a caregiver for an elderly person.
Yeah, like a nurse
or anything else.
CNA. Or
and
something.
they're the ones with the disability, not the person being taken care of. They're the ones with the mental issues. They fake that this person has sicknesses, or they try to poison them to make them sick or whatever.
Right.
So they get attention from the rest of the world,
that they're taking care of them.
They're taking care of them. Look at me. Look what I'm doing for this person.
Yeah, that's
basically like that. And like I said, it's that person's mental disorder that causes it, and it's really fucked up.
It is, and in this one, you even got the monetary gain part of it too. Right. So yes, it's all about look at me, and the sympathy factor, but also in this case. Yeah, the attention for
Not
sure.
only this case, we could do a fucking whole nother month just on fucking Munchausen cases.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting concept, but I know we're going to talk about it, Chris, so I wanted to bring it up so they know what that means. Because, I mean, I until I actually read the definition of it myself, I wasn't 100% sure, so I'm glad I did.
It's definitely like, I mean, we talk about a lot of fucked up people on the show, of course, and there's some really brutal people and shit, but in a mental capacity, these are some of the fucking craziest cases that you'll ever read about. These people are fucking so fucking way out.
Yeah, definitely. So it starts with the mother of Gypsy Rose. She was known as Dee Dee, but was born Claudine Pitre or Pitre, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, in Louisiana in my birth year, 1967. So that's how old I am. But she was one of 5 kids. Dee Dee was known to the rest of her family, I saw, as a thief. Yeah. That's not very nice. And they felt that, it was a bit of a retaliation when things didn't go her way.
I mean, so that's what I do. I go steal a
car. Yeah, there you go.
Somebody says, no, you can't do that. Like, fuck you. I'm going to go steal this car.
I wonder how close she was to Jefferson Davis Parish down there.
Right? Oh, God. Yeah, hard to tell. She might have been working the fucking corner. She was, pretty as a younger girl, but as she got older.
Man, when they showed the pictures of her, like the high school I was like, man, queen, she was really pretty. Like,
she was, and she started to put on weight, and she got really self-conscious about it.
Fucking quick.
And she's a young adult, and she's working as a nurse's aide. And there were some suspicions that she killed her own mother in 1997 by denying her food, but apparently this was never proven. Did you guys see anything about that?
I saw that, that she might have starved her.
Yeah, that's fucked up, crazy. Man. Your own mom.
I didn't see I didn't see anybody go elaborate any further into why they thought that or whatnot.
Yeah, I was curious.
You're right, I was too. I was like, I want to know what the fuck.
Yeah,
where'd you get that from?
That's
obviously,
crazy.
though, her mom, like for real, almost died, and she wasn't convicted or nothing. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But considering what she did later on in life.
Right. It's very possible.
You know what's fucked up too? She was a nurse's aide, and man, you read about these fucking these fucking people with the fucked up problems and that they're nurses or whatnot. And some of those ladies, they kill a lot of people in the hospitals and all that. Like some of your highest cases of homicides are fucking
like the Black Widow shit. Or
exactly.
Yeah.
And fucking, but they also get the Munchausen shit because they're like caring for this kid and all of a sudden it dies. And it's like,
so they go get another kid. Yeah.
So
and then that
fucked
happens.
up, man. Like, I don't know what it is with nurses though.
I don't know, man. Let me ask.
And the thing
let me ask
is
my
that-
aunt and my cousin. They're both nurses.
Well, the thing is, you're trusting them so much. That's what's so perverse about this whole concept of a nurse doing something.
So I guess that's why
against what she's there to do. It's fucked up.
And that's why it's fucked up. Dee Dee could have went further into doing it within the hospital since she worked in that capacity.
Right.
And, obviously where she got some of her fucking knowledge and info for what she fucking used with her kid later on.
Right.
But, man, if she had started just killing kids in the hospital or whatever.
Well, I mean, we could do, Jane Topin would be a great example of that. And that's one almost that made the cut. But she wasn't, the whole mom killing the kid thing. But along these lines,
we will do her.
We will. Yeah, it's a good case. So anyway, Dee Dee gets pregnant at 24 years old by Rod Blanchard, who was only 17.
He's
might have
only
inspired
17.
the Winger song. That was a fun one to do karaoke. I don't remember which episode it was, but it's so ridiculous. They decided on the name Gypsy Rose. I thought this was funny because Dee Dee liked the name Gypsy, and Rod was a fan of Guns N' Roses.
Fucking
so
right,
there you
dude.
go.
Welcome to the jungle.
Very white trash of them to do that. But anyway,
that's so hilarious.
I thought too, he could have been into a band named Whore, because there is one.
Yeah.
And she would have been Gypsy Whore.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it's better, Guns N' Roses,
Right.
Better than Gypsy Whore.
Gypsy
right,
anal cunt.
Right. Anal's the middle name.
Like, I know,
Anal's
like,
my middle name.
like in the interview that the fucking detective was asking her to spell her name or whatever, and she said her middle initial was A, though.
Huh.
She spelled out Gypsy Rose and then said her middle
Was it
initial
anal?
was A.
So she might have a Gypsy Rose. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's true. Two middle.
I'm gonna fucking. I don't understand this. I'm getting a little ahead, but like whenever she was on her Facebook and shit, like did you guess like the messages?
Right.
Her name was Dee Gypsy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
her
she had
mom's-
like 5 different Facebooks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She had all sorts of them.
I was
going
just
on.
so confused. I was like, did her mom like control that? And that
Yeah, I don't
both
think
of
so. I
those,
think
or-
she was trying to dodge her mom because her mom was trying to shut her down.
yeah.
So anyway, Gypsy Rose is born July of 1991. Now, Dee Dee and Rod were married for a very short spell. Rod got smart. He got the fuck out because she's fucking nuts. And, Dee Dee's trying to get him to come back, but he doesn't want any part of it. And so she moves with Gypsy Rose to her parents' house. So sounds, Joey, like Rod, realized pretty early on that something wasn't quite right with old Dee Dee.
Yeah, and I mean, you see some interviews with him and him talking, and he actually seems like a pretty level-headed dude.
He
And
does.
He
He
got
really
her knocked
does.
up when he was 17, so
Right.
that's tough. And she was full-on manipulative.
Right.
So, I mean, in this case, I don't know. I'm not trying to say like he shouldn't have been there more for his daughter, but like staying away from that woman was definitely probably a smart idea on his part.
Yeah, because he winds up getting married, and we're getting ahead
Right,
of it. But
yeah.
I agree, though. He does come off as a very genuine type of dude.
So, yes, I do believe that he figured that she was not fucking worth being with. And
Right.
Dee Dee, I'm saying. Like,
Right.
she was not.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave the kid because, as far as I could tell, he paid child support.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Paid her good child
Yeah.
support, like $1,200 a month or something like that, and that's back in then. That's
Yeah.
pretty steep child support. The wife his new wife seemed very supportive of
Oh, yeah.
wanting her to be in their lives. But Dee Dee was shitty, about letting him see her, and she would always, make excuses, or they'd be on these different trips and medical stuff. And it was just difficult for him. He wasn't living in that town, so it was a long distance thing. Now, when the baby's only a few months old, Dee Dee is convinced that she has sleep apnea. So this is what starts the ball rolling.
Oh, this is the beginning.
Yeah, and she takes her to the emergency room constantly. Could you imagine being like a nurse or a doctor?
Like,
and
you're here again.
For fuck's sake, this crazy bitch.
Yeah.
The hospital kept her on an overnight monitor, but was unable to find any problems. But Dee Dee continues to believe that Gypsy Rose has all sorts of things wrong with her. And she said it was due to a chromosomal disorder, and that she had muscular dystrophy and made the child walk with a walker.
Yeah, before she got put. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like, no,
I mean,
useless.
really sad to make a kid think this and make her do this stuff. Dee Dee also lied to Gypsy Rose about her real age, making her think she was younger than she was.
They said she had like fucking 3 different birthdays.
Yeah.
They were trying to configure which one was
right. Yeah, she starts figuring out something's not right here. Now, Gypsy Rose was involved in an accident on her grandfather's motorcycle when she was 7, and Dee Dee said the doctors required her to use a wheelchair, even though she just suffered minor scrapes.
Right, it wasn't like a terrible motorcycle.
No, it was
basically just
little scrape up,
Yeah.
you know. Nothing
at
bad.
7 though. Fucking motorcycle.
That's pretty
right?
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fun. She was taking Gypsy Rose to Special Olympic events in 1991, and then lies about her age. So she's getting these honorary queen titles of these children
So
parades
fucked up.
in New Orleans and all over the fucking news. It's a feel-good story, you know. Mom's trying to help her
Help a
special
kid,
needs
but
kid.
There's
I mean,
nothing wrong with the kid.
not at
though.
all, of course.
I mean, you see what she's doing already. She's doing this shit like being deceptive and lying and fucking cheating. And so, man, when her kid fell on that motorcycle, was she like cha-ching?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Instantly, like, that's what I
That's
was
what I
waiting for.
needed.
That's
Right.
all I needed.
Something legit.
Thanks,
Blame
Dad.
it on the
God
motorcycle.
damn.
Yeah. Here's $50.
Yeah.
She was kept home after second grade to be homeschooled.
How far did you make it in school? 2nd grade. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Right? Since Dee Dee was also, you know, says she was ill and that was just the best way to do it. So now the kid is
that was so-
removed from her peers, you know, and everybody else.
Nobody can see how
Just
she
her and her
really is,
mom.
and she's not. Without Dee Dee around, she would be able to do other things.
Right,
So
because
like,
she's not
"Fuck that."
dumb,
Yeah.
you know, at all. And Chris, it's such a sad story. She learned how to read, I saw, with reading Harry Potter on her own. And to put a kid through this, I mean, this is so fucked up.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, we've talked about this with other like parents that do shit to their kids. That being a parent, like the thought of it is just like
It's awful.
I make my kids do some shit they don't want to do, but nothing like that.
No,
Like I know you don't
yeah.
want to go clean that shit up, but you made the mess. God damn it!
Right, of course. Yeah, this is so far beyond anything like that. That's what makes this so
Yeah,
disturbing.
She's definitely fucked up, man.
Yeah. So Gypsy's dad, Rod Blanchard, he gets remarried, as we said. Dee Dee's father also remarries, and Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose move in with them. They claim that Dee Dee was poisoning her new stepmother. So here we go again with this crazy bitch with Roundup weed killer
Tasty.
in the food, which leads to obviously some health issues. Dee Dee was getting in trouble with the cops. She's writing bad checks. Her father confronts her about the way she's raising Gypsy Rose with all these fucking ailments.
Yeah, because he's like, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
her.
and he's doubting that this is, which anybody that's rational living in that household would obviously draw that same conclusion. And he's calling her out on it. And so she moves out with Gypsy Rose, and her stepmother's health immediately improves. So how convenient that is.
Imagine
Huh, Chris?
that.
So yeah, Dee Dee moves out, takes the fucking Roundup with her, and everything's fine. So Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose move into public housing in Slidell, Louisiana, and live off the child support from Rod and other donations. Here we go with that monetary gain that people are giving her to support all these medical issues. Meanwhile, she's on public housing, so she's probably getting the medical for free on like a public aid system, I'm assuming. But nonetheless, she's getting money donated to her, and they're doing pretty well with this whole fucking ruse. She's claiming the child has hearing issues, eye problems, and just keeps adding to the list. And I mean, a test for muscular dystrophy showed no signs of the disease, but Dee Dee is persistent and really is very good at talking to these doctors, man.
Yeah, I heard or saw something somewhere, though, that like sometimes people come in and say, yeah, this doctor said maybe that they might have this. If they just say it'll be on there and it's still on part of the permanent record, it might not have got tested for, but if they got said that and the doctor writes it down, it's still in the record.
Yeah, she was very shrewd in how she fucking did all this shit. Got him to say things so they would document
and
what she was
multiple
claiming.
Doctors. She was like, "Oh, you didn't say
changing.
I'm going to go over this."
Of course, she's doc shopping it big time. Now, Joey, when Hurricane Katrina swept through in August of 2005, Dee Dee claimed that all of Gypsy Rose's records were destroyed. How convenient. Do you believe any of that?
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily believe it because, I mean, she had...
But obviously a lot of shit, I'm sure, got wiped out.
Exactly. She had to have kept a lot of it, I would have thought. But the only reason why I believe that might be somewhat truthful, if not mostly truthful, is because that was 2005. That's not that long ago. Like, records were put on computers and databases, and they could be easily located if somebody wanted to see them.
Right.
I've just never read anything or seen anything personally that showed that anybody got to go back and actually check out her old records.
Right.
There were people that figured shit out in the medical field.
Well, that one doctor, we'll talk about him, but he figures it out.
Yeah, but I don't know if anything was ever presented like, okay, here's her actual birth certificate or measles shots or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's very possible it did get wiped out. Because you would think the county would have that if they had them.
Now, based on her fucking statement, I would think she's lying because I think she lies about everything. But that I can see the possibility that maybe that one was correct.
I agree, dude. So they pack up and move to Missouri, settling at first in Aurora, where they rent a house. And she's continuing to spread these lies about Gypsy Rose, all these medical problems, just continues on with this whole gimmick.
And totally eat the fact that they're fucking hurricane survivors.
Totally.
Yeah.
Everything fell in place for her to do this.
It's like, everything's working out. That's
right. Disabled daughter, hurricane survivor, I mean, who wouldn't want to help somebody like that?
Right.
In 2008, Habitat Humanity does just that, buys them or builds them a nice new house with a handicap ramp, a hot tub, pretty nice.
Yeah, like
pretty
just her
nice.
talking, like hearing Gypsy talk about the house in the interview afterwards, like
pretty sweet.
I want to live in that fucking house.
I know, and it's in Springfield, Missouri, on the outskirts.
And like I said, I lived in Springfield. That's not a shitty
it's not
place.
No, it's not at all.
There's
we drove through there
nice
with
places.
Low 12 shows.
Yeah. So for them to have got a place in a nice area of that,
good sized city too. I mean, it's like a Peoria or something like that.
All
they
these
got
damn
hooked the fuck up.
Illinois names in Missouri is freaking me out.
I know. That's what's throwing me off too.
Wait, what?
The fact that they were from Katrina, like we said, and all these medical issues just makes them a local news sensation. Public reaction, of course, and support. And, people, I think, by nature are more sympathetic or are sympathetic, especially when you've got a single mom with a disabled daughter and a hurricane survivor. I mean, my God. But she plays this shit like a fucking fiddle. And,
she might play it like a heavy metal flute.
She might. She might. That's next week, Joey. I know. It's so close. I can't even wait. Yeah, I was actually going to start prepping for it today. But I got busy and I couldn't. But I was like, I'm that fired up to fucking do it. Yeah. But anyway, back to Springfield, Missouri. But, those who prey upon that sympathy and do it, are just the worst of the worst. And Chris, we mentioned it already, but this does have a lot of similarities to the Susan Smith story where she deceives the public through the media.
To get the sympathy, but this, is way different to me because this, went on for, 2 fucking decades.
That's true.
Forever.
And it was involving, lots of money and trips
and not just trying
to...
I mean, and I don't want to make it sound like it's a simple thing, but not trying to hide the fact that you killed your kid. But you're doing this, like I said, for 2 decades, convincing the world that your child is fucked up.
Not to mention permanently fucking this kid up, because a lot of the stuff she does, fucks her up mentally as well as physically, which is just downright awful.
What else is super fucked up thing about too is how much of this bullshit did Dee Dee believe in her own mind too.
Right. She believed the lies.
Yeah, she lied so much that like Jeffrey Lundgren, they said, you know what I'm saying? You lie so much you start believing your own shit. And they also showed you know, I only saw a couple snippets about it, but Dee Dee's actual mom, that they said she was like that too.
Oh, wow.
Like kind of fucking
that,
deceitful. And,
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, they only showed her a couple times, but
Interesting. They're getting free trips to Disney World, stays at the Ronald McDonald House,
and
backstage
you know they're
passes.
getting fucking pushed right to the front of the
Exactly.
line.
Of course, fed like kings. They're backstage at concerts. Make-A-Wish is hooking them up.
And this
So, I
could
mean,
all
this
be
is
for
just-
children that really need this
Right,
shit,
all
too.
the kids that aren't getting it because these fucking shysters, or the mother, the daughter was just an unfortunate, participant.
When we went to the fucking airport to go to Tampa,
Yeah.
we go up to go to TSA, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, we're like right there, ready to go up to the fucking detectors, and all of a sudden there's like a fucking train, like a caravan of like a dozen wheelchair people. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
all at once.
And so like we have to wait. You know what I'm saying? And they go through, and
Right.
then we're getting up there by the fucking by the
metal
X-ray
detectors
thing. I'm
and
like, hey Chris, watch this. Every one of them motherfuckers got up
out of their fucking
walked
wheelchair.
through that
and
shit.
walked.
Like Ray.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Trailer
what?
Park
Yeah,
Boys.
yeah. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's fucked up.
Dude, like, you ain't
they
Gypsy
might
Rose
need it-
Blanchard and me, motherfuckers. I know you're fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So these people are getting hooked up. And I think, Joey, it's fucked up because, she is getting $1,200 in child support, and
Yeah.
she's telling neighbors and friends that he's a drug addict and a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
really?
deadbeat dead and shit.
Yeah.
like-
I mean, he tried
And she,
multiple
like-
times to visit.
right. And
Fucked
Dee
it
Dee
up.
would not let him and shit.
Yeah, change the plans. And I remember when she turned 18, he was going to call her and wish
Yeah.
her happy birthday. She said,
Yep.
don't tell her she's 18. And fucked up, man.
It was fucked up. Like, she's getting $1,200 from this guy who's fucking do everything he can just to fucking be in his daughter's life. She's getting the fucking public aid. She's getting fucking donation shit coming in
Right.
from everywhere.
free trips.
It's like, holy
Like
fuck.
helicopter rides and shit.
And you
Yeah.
were just getting fatter the whole fucking time. Like, how is nobody fucking putting
Right.
this together? Like, something's not quite right.
I mean, she was having like multiple surgeries. I'm like baffled
Yeah.
of how do these doctors
yeah.
not realize
Right.
that they're operating for, what the fuck?
That will, by the time we're done with this and 20 years from now, that will remain the most baffling mystery of this to me, is
Yeah.
how she was able to go into these places and be like, this needs to be done because she's so sick, but
Right.
and none of them were like, I'm going to fucking put a halt to this and call DCFS because
Right.
something's fucking...
Yeah, I'm running the blood work here and this doesn't add up.
It's
you
so
know?
crazy. And she did this, like Chris said, for decades.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And the guy's like trying to be fucking decent. And they were saying how like, or he was saying, I think whenever they were talking later, how he was like, all he could think of was like, she's telling fucking the daughter all this shit about how fucking much of a piece of shit he is and everything else. And then turn around the next day and be like, all right, there's your dad. Go say hi to him
Right.
and everything like that. And the daughter's just like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
It's so fucking crazy.
It is. It's awful. Now, Gypsy is very short for her age and barely has any teeth, which seem to fit all these medical issues that Dee Dee is claiming.
Yeah.
She also had very high squeaky voice that made her sound like, the whole Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
big
even,
time.
Like even after she got caught in their, like when you hear the
Yeah, she
interviews,
sounds
even
like
at
a
that age, it's like
5-year-old girl
like,
talking.
Yeah,
It's
my,
weird.
My fucking 11-year-old has a deeper fucking voice.
Yeah,
than
it's really creepy, and it's sad. She's Dee Dee is shaving her head to make her look like a chemo
she's supposed to
patient.
have leukemia.
Yeah,
And then Gypsy had asked her, "Can I let it grow out?" And she's like, "No, it's just gonna fall out."
yeah,
anyway.
and that's what she's
She's
giving
like,
her the
oh,
wigs.
we'll keep it short
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
nice.
wear the
Right.
wigs, make it look more obvious
Yeah.
that there's something wrong.
And then you fucking see her later on, like in jail, when she's talking. She's got her hair
her
all.
hair's-
She's
Right.
so stoked on her hair.
Right.
Right, for
It's all
sure.
done up and shit.
When they left the house, they took oxygen tanks and feeding tubes. So, I mean, they were definitely playing this thing up. Or, again, I keep stressing, it's the mother. This girl is a little girl. I
Yeah.
mean, she can't really do anything. Obviously, as she gets older, she starts figuring this stuff
Right.
out. But at this age, this is all on the mother. I don't mean to, lump her in with them deceiving people because
No,
she was deceiving them, but she was
she
doing
had
it
no
at the
idea.
direction
She's
of
doing
her
it over
mom
She's
telling
like,
her
I
to
got to
do it.
what mom says.
Because later she says she was able to walk around in the house. It was only when people were over there that she made her get in the wheelchair, which is obvious because, as the doctor said, her muscles were too defined for somebody confined to a wheelchair.
How the fuck, though? I mean, this always fucking makes me question, too, is like Gypsy Rose, like, you can walk.
Right.
You're doing this shit, too.
Right.
You're fucking going through these lines at Disney World, and you can fucking walk.
Yeah.
Is it because you really do believe that you're sick because your mom's told you this, or because you're like, man, we're fucking getting over on this shit?
I know it's really hard to, you hate to throw the blame at her, but at what point does a normal person, and I know she's not normal because of the psychological bullshit she was dealing with, but even that, I can't imagine, like you just said, she didn't have some observance of when I sit in this chair and act like this, we are going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty cool with that. I don't know. At what age does that become a thing? I don't know.
The diseases and all that, you can believe that, but there's other things that
the walking
physical thing like that.
You can walk across the room.
Like, when they were alone, her mom would like beat her and shit for not listening.
Yeah.
And only when they were alone, though.
Right.
Yeah, and when she was with her with somebody else, she had to hold her hand, and she would squeeze it if she was talking about something she shouldn't do.
Like,
and she was
that's
like,
fucked
instantly
up.
she knew that she had to fucking change.
Yeah,
her course
so that's just fucked up. And so she was being fed Pediasure well into her 20s through a feeding tube, which is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And Chris, what amazes me is, like we said, all these doctors, and I mean, how does that even happen? With medical records missing, you got to think they're not just going to assume that she's fucking telling them the truth.
I can't explain it, dude. It makes no fucking sense. I'm baffled. These guys are doctors. They know this shit.
Right.
Like
and like
said.
insurance companies too. Like they would be like, wait a second, you're having I don't remember all the surgeries she had, but whatever.
Yeah.
Significant surgeries.
Right.
With no data that's backing up the claim other than what's this woman who's got to be perceived as a little fucking kooky.
Said, that not one of them throughout all this time ever found anything, called the cops, called, like he said, Child Protective Services, whatever, dude. Like, what the fuck?
I don't understand it. And you would think maybe part of it is the legal side of it. Like if they felt that she would sue them if they didn't help her. I don't know. I mean, it as Joey pointed out, I think all three of us are in agreement here. This is a huge missing hole in this story of how did that happen? Were these doctors more than willing to get paid the amount of money they get paid to do some operation that may or may not be necessary? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fucked up.
Super baffling.
It is. So Dee Dee is using physical abuse, as we said. And in private, she's just absolutely brutal, hitting her with fucking coat hangers to make her listen. She also, I saw, made her drool excessively by putting on a topical anesthetic to her gums before her doctor visits. And then her saliva glands were treated with Botox to control the drooling. So it's like...
You caused this.
Yeah, it's like, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
And at some point... she had some of her saliva glands removed to treat the condition, which is
now you got to dry mouth the rest of your life.
This is again back to what we're saying. How is this doctor, who's a fucking professional who went to school for this shit, that does this shit for a living, look at her and be like, "Oh wait, this isn't what you think it is. I'm not going to operate on your fucking daughter's."
You gave her tooth numbing, whatever that shit's called.
Yeah,
fucking tooth numbing.
They're like, "Oh no, great. Oh, you're going to pay us, cool. We're going to rip these motherfuckers right out."
How many?
I don't know.
She's probably
That's
got
fucked
stock
up.
in Oragel or something.
Right?
So the removal of some of her salivary glands and the anti-seizure medication that she was taking is why Gypsy Rose had lost most of her teeth. So again, she's causing this shit to happen to her daughter.
She looks exactly like she needs her to look.
Yes.
It's fucked up. We said
It
like
is
the
fucked
one
up.
doctor noticed the muscle definition in the legs and was like, "You're obviously using them. They're not fucking
Right.
diminished." However,
Right.
all other appearances to anybody who just sees her neighbors and everything else, that looks like a very sick little girl.
Right. It does, man. She's having tubes in her ears. The amount of medication they show that she was taking is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
Probably 30 or 40 different pills. Joey, finally, though, a doctor begins to figure this out. Dr. Flasterstein, a pediatric neurologist, begins to check with the doctors who treated her in Louisiana. And that's when they figure that Dee Dee is not telling them the truth. So finally,
somebody to do with the muscular, the multiple sclerosis test, I believe.
Yeah.
That one they were able to track and were like, well, we did test her for
Yeah,
that.
she doesn't have it.
It was negative. So right there, that's like, okay, so you were already you've been tested for that and it was fucking negative then. That's not something that just fucking pops up.
Right.
Plus, if you've already fucking been worried enough to bring her to somewhere to try to get her diagnosed for it, and now you're back here fucking talking about it, that's super red flags.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean,
was always wondering, like when I was checking out all that medication, though, how was she actually taking all that? Because how did she not like overdose? Like, or
I
some
don't
shit?
know.
Like taking
I don't know,
all
man.
that medicine all the time.
That's
Well, she
probably
was
why
taking it
she was
all.
so fucked up.
Yeah, it had to fuck her fucking system up.
Oh
She
my
was
God.
taking it.
He also realizes that Dr. Flasterstein, he realizes again with the leg definition, she wouldn't have been in a wheelchair all the time.
Right.
So they figure out that something's going on here, or he does. Later, though, Gypsy Rose would tell the police she knew she could walk, but her mom made her sit in the wheelchair in public. So now he's the first one to suggest that Dee Dee suffered from the Munchausen Syndrome by proxy. So
He's like, okay, we're not going back to see him anymore.
yeah, so that's what she does. She doesn't go back. Unfortunately, I mean, that's what sucks about this story is this guy figured it out, but he doesn't report it to social services.
You know what? Is that part of the fucking HEP oath, though?
I don't know,
Maybe
dude.
he can't disclose that, but in a case
I
of
don't know.
abuse or something, I thought,
think
You
in a
would
case of
think you
abuse,
can.
yeah.
I can't imagine he wouldn't.
So
But he
fucking
said that
weird.
he was told by other doctors to treat Dee Dee with, quote, golden gloves.
Yeah.
So I think they realized she was a loose cannon and certainly would be lawsuit happy.
Yeah.
And he doubted that social services would believe him.
They
So
were
it's fucked up.
Talking to the dudes down in Louisiana, they were probably like, "Oh, you got that bitch now?
Yeah,
Woo.
thank God.
You're in for it."
Yeah, have a
good
one
luck,
with
buddy.
that.
Treat her with golden gloves. I still think he should have reported it, especially after finding the MS results
Yeah.
were
I would've told him to
negative.
report
That's awful. But Dee Dee still acted like Gypsy Rose had it and confined the kid to a wheelchair. So
Them
unbelievable.
doctors don't know nothing. The
Apparently
doctors are
not.
the devil.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, don't you think he should have reported
Yeah,
that?
definitely.
I mean,
He should have reported that shit. If he was worried about getting sued, it would have went to court and they would have had multiple doctors doing tests on her and been like, no, there's nothing wrong with her.
Yeah,
other
you
than
would
what
hope.
you're
I mean,
doing."
that's what you'd think. But these guys, they get nervous. Their malpractice insurance is incredibly expensive. You start getting claims on it. It just keeps
Right.
going up. Dee Dee has a fake birth certificate, or a few, as you pointed
Yeah.
out, Joey, for Gypsy Rose, showing her at age 15 so she could continue to get benefits, food stamps, and other welfare for the child. So again, she knows the system. She's playing it out. Starting in 2001, Gypsy Rose had been going to a science fiction and fantasy convention, sometimes in costume, so she can blend in with the other kids. In 2011, her mother found her in a hotel room with a dude she met online and arranged to meet up at the convention. So
She was so stoked on that.
she was. Dee Dee believes Gypsy Rose was trying to escape.
You stuck now.
No shit. And apparently that wasn't the first time she had tried to get away. So she's starting to figure this shit out.
Remember what happened in Misery?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeesh, hobbled.
Get
yeah,
hobbled.
that's fucking brutal. When they get home, Dee Dee smashed her computer with a hammer and threatened to do the same to her fingers if
Yeah,
she tried
dude.
to get away again.
You can't type without a computer,
That's
and
right.
you can't type without fingers.
Break
so
your fingers
fuck you.
with this hammer. She also kept Gypsy Rose handcuffed to her bed for 2 weeks to avoid her running away. She told Gypsy Rose that papers were filed with the police to show she was mentally incompetent, so that she thought if she escaped, cops are going to just arrest her and not believe her.
Take her back to her mom and be like, hey, we found her.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Joey, this is some very devious shit. Dee Dee is definitely doing her best to prolong the gravy train of benefits and housing, and, of course, that celebrity daughter that she all invented herself.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. She invented this whole situation.
Right.
But unfortunately, there was a fucking thousands upon thousands of people in some important positions and everything else that were believing what's going on, were fucking doing what they could to help this child and her mother.
Right.
And for just straight up bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't, if you put together all the trip, everything else that she did, I mean, she was like, wasn't she on Dr. Phil or?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely on Dr.
Yeah.
Phil.
And it's like, man, the money that she extorted from everybody
It's awful, man.
had to have been upwards
Thousands.
of million.
Maybe.
And that's
It's
what I
possible,
think.
as long as it went on.
Yeah.
2012, Gypsy Rose would meet her Prince Charming, Nicholas Godejohn.
She
What a
talked
very
about
strange
that
name.
shit all the time, like the fairy tale stuff.
Yeah,
and fucking,
yeah, very, very weird. Online, she claims on a Christian dating site.
that's where they met. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, all
That's
right.
crazy.
Because that motherfucker was weird as shit.
He was weird, man. It's just his name, Godejohn, was
Yeah.
his last name. They were the same age approximately. He's from Wisconsin. He's got a lot of issues, though. He's got a little criminal record for indecent exposure. He's got autism. He's got mental illness and dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah.
Just the kind of man she
Hell
needs
yeah.
in her life. So,
And, okay, they were about the same age, but she thought she
Mentally.
was younger then.
oh,
Right.
that's true.
So he was like, oh, I'm hitting on this 15-year-old.
in his head,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah,
That's
he
fucked up,
he
yeah.
wasn't thinking they were the same age. He
That's
thought,
true.
That's
true.
yeah.
2014, Gypsy confides in a neighbor that her and Nicholas were going to elope and get married. The two were flirting online and talking about fucking BDSM stuff.
Were the neighbors like freaked out because they thought she was younger too? So they thought that
Yeah.
he was like a online predator
right,
or whatever.
right.
They're like freaking out.
Well,
like,
especially if you heard her talk,
Yeah.
you would
Right.
think she was like really young. you
And
know?
which, basically he was thinking he was an online predator.
yeah, like you
he just
said.
fucking he was getting fucking Chris Hansen. Didn't even
yeah,
know.
Didn't
walking
even
around,
know it.
Her
walking
mom
into the
Chris
dining
Hansen,
room.
yeah.
Oh God!
Oh, actually,
That's
I'm a
fucking
19-year-old.
brutal.
Well, god damn it! Now I
son
got,
of a bitch.
we're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out of here. She had 5 Facebook accounts she was using to hide what she was doing from her mom. Dee Dee did her best to keep Gypsy Rose off the internet, smashing her phone and tablet repeatedly. Wow.
Obviously, fucking buying her new, or I don't know. They're probably getting them given to him by fucking
I'm
Walmart or
sure.
something.
I guarantee they were. Gypsy Rose arranges for Nicholas to come to Springfield to meet the mom.
Yeah, they went to go see a movie.
Yeah, and then they had sex in the
They
bathroom
went,
at
and
the
he never
movie
met
theater.
and never met the mom.
And never
either.
met the
Yeah,
mom.
they just went and fucking banged in the bathroom at the movie theater, seeing
Classy.
Cinderella.
Classy. So, Chris, these two are like a head-on collision waiting to happen, but shit is about to get fucked up here.
Yeah, because he comes back, and that's when they've been talking, figuring out what they're gonna do,
Right.
and getting
pretty
rid of Dee
devious
Dee.
shit.
Getting rid of Dee Dee is about the best way to do it. So
Yeah.
they plot to kill her.
Yeah. This is where things get, I mean, we've been joking and stuff, but this is when this shit gets really dark. 2015, Nicholas returns to Springfield while Gypsy Rose and her mother are away for a medical appointment.
That she didn't need.
Right. He shows up at the house after Dee Dee was in bed and Gypsy Rose let him in the house, and gave him a duct tape, a knife, and gloves to murder the mom. So they had this all worked out.
Yeah.
She hid in the bathroom and covered her ears so she wouldn't hear her mother screaming. That's fucked up.
Which he told her, he fucking texted her before he fucking did it. He was like, get to the bathroom now. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but
Yeah.
like that was the part of their whole plan was she went in there.
Yep.
Probably so that she wouldn't fucking try to stop it at the last minute or something like
Right.
that. That's what I thought.
Probably. probably. So yeah, I mean, he fucking, stabs her 17 times in the back. After he was done, they went into Gypsy's
He said
bedroom.
he stabbed her 4 times too. Did you notice that in the interview?
Oh yeah, that's
With
right.
the female detective.
Yeah.
He's like 4 times.
Right. Yeah, a little off on the math there, buddy. And then they went into Gypsy's bedroom and had sex, which is just fucked up. After he just killed your mother in the room 17 times in the neck.
She asked
What
him
if he only stabbed her 4 and she stabbed him 13
Right,
and
what if
really she
there's
was
that?
in on it?
Yeah, who knows?
That's what's
They
fucked up.
asked Nicholas too what she was doing in the bathroom. He's like, she was shaving her private part and her
Yeah.
legs for me. And like, all right.
Because, didn't he claim later that he had thought about possibly raping the mother?
Well, he wanted to. He wanted to rape the mom, and then Gypsy was like, "I'm gonna let you rape me instead of raping her." She didn't want that to happen.
Oh,
So
okay.
they fucking did some kind of, I don't remember what the role play or whatever they did was, and he basically like raped her. And she
What the
said in
fuck?
the interview that even at that time, what they did together, she fucking wasn't into it at all. So she did consider it a rape.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know how much of the shit she tries to push
Yeah.
off on
she,
this
she
dude.
It's
was
hard.
brought up a liar, knowing how to manipulate.
and
Right.
she
knowing
seemed to
how
be so fucking involved with what him and her were talking about all the time. And then those fucking the videos later of them in the hotel afterwards.
Yeah.
Like those are fucking damning to me. But
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence against her.
Yeah, I mean they are just fucking partying, fucking
Yeah,
and having
just-
a good
total
fucking
She
time.
is
disregard.
stoking on the
And didn't
shit.
she buy the knife too that he fucking
believe
killed
so,
her with?
yeah,
yeah.
And he mailed it to himself.
mailed it
Yeah.
to himself back in Wisconsin,
That was
dude.
fucking ridiculous.
And they told the mom and stepdad that, and they're like, huh? They were like, that was the knife that they killed the fucking
Yeah.
mom with.
That's fucked up.
And this I'm not trying to say, I know I fucking always try to look at the other side of things, which makes me look like an asshole sometimes. I'm not trying to put nothing off on Gypsy Rose. She did her time for it and she admitted it and everything like that. I just try to, I have a hard time not believing she wasn't more involved.
I
Right,
agree.
And another
totally
case that
agree.
I fucking,
Especially at this point.
yeah, and another case I associate it with where I can't get it off my mind is Carla Homolka.
Right.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
you went through some bullshit with this dude, but God, it sure seems to me
Right.
like you
totally
were
a part of
into it a little more.
a little bit more than you're letting on.
And
yeah.
I mean, if it's a possibility that he might have fucking stumbled up, John did, and said, "Yeah, I only stabbed her 4 times because that's all he really did."
Right.
Man, was maybe she involved a little more?
Right.
It's
very
These are
possible,
questions that are fucking still up there.
Right. They did take $4,000 in cash that
Yeah.
Dee Dee had in the house from cashing those monthly child support checks.
Which obviously only fucking Gypsy could have known where that money was. It's not
True.
like he fucking.
Yeah, he ain't
Right.
gonna know where the fuck it's
Right.
at.
They went to get a hotel room outside of Springfield, living it up, stayed there for a few days,
Super
partying, planning their next move. They have multiple video camera sightings of them in stores, at the bus station where they bought the ticket to go to Wisconsin. And as you said, mailed the knife to his house in Wisconsin
Like, what the-
instead of throwing it like in the woods somewhere,
Yeah, it's like
or
toss it-
burying it in a cornfield. He mails it to himself,
Mailed it
so
to-
that's fucked up.
I mean, I don't know like how he mailed it or whatnot, but I saw the package that came in. They showed a picture or whatever.
Right?
And it just looked like they threw it in a fucking padded envelope and mailed it. And that doesn't like set anything off. Can you just do that?
Yeah, you could feel it's like this is a fucking knife. Like what the fuck? It's all covered in blood. Like what the
It's dripping.
Yeah,
You're like,
there's like blood dripping out of
Yeah.
the package and shit.
yeah, that's fucked up. So it's fucking awful, man. And there's people that that obviously noticed who they were, Joey, and she's a celebrity, so
Yeah.
people know who she is. And it doesn't take the cops too long to figure this out. She's posted some shit on Facebook
dumb
about
shit.
the bitch is dead or something like that. Did she say something
yeah,
to that effect?
And you got okay. So whenever this all fucking occurred, too, all they know about Gypsy Rose is that she's missing for a second.
Right.
They
Until-
just know
until
this
this-
disabled young girl.
Yeah, until like the Facebook shit starts popping up. But all they know is that the mom's fucking stabbed to death in the bed and the disabled girl's gone. So all of a sudden, at 3:32 p.m., the day after this happens, from Gypsy Blanchard's fucking Facebook page,
Right.
she just posts, "That bitch is dead." And so you get a couple people comment, what is going on? What, did your Facebook get hacked? I had never heard you talk like that. I was like, holy shit. I bet she did. That's what this one girl said. And then this one said, sounds like y'all are watching a movie. But then she gets back on there, and I think
Nicholas was making the post.
Yeah, I think Nicholas probably fucking did this, but he said, I fucking slashed that fat pig and raped her sweet innocent daughter. Her scream was so fucking loud, LOL.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, and that's how these people saw this, was they see this fucking Facebook post, so then they're like, holy shit, what's going on with Dee Dee? So they go to the house, find her fucking dead.
Right.
Or I can't remember if somebody found her.
Well, the friends called the Blanchards, or the friends of the Blanchards called the police.
Okay.
Because they saw Dee Dee's car in the driveway, and
wasn't
no one's
his last name
answering the phone.
Blanchard too, just spelled different? I think it was.
Who?
The one neighbor or whatever. I think their last name was Blanchard too, but it was just spelled different.
That's weird. The police get a search warrant. They go inside. They find Dee Dee's body and Gypsy Rose's wheelchair, all her medical stuff. So if she's really
her
sick, like they all
her
believe,
wheelchair, her CPAP,
they're
all
freaking
that
out
shit.
like somebody abducted her and she doesn't have the stuff she needs, you know? So at first, that's a real issue, of course, and it's urgent. So what do? They set up a GoFundMe to pay for Dee Dee's funeral expenses and possibly, if Gypsy Rose is not found alive. So they've got money for her as well. So pretty fucked up. Again, appealing to the natural nature of most people that want to help, and playing on that in the media. And, can imagine how much money a GoFundMe would have generated
for something
with this
like
story.
that. I'm curious. I bet you can find out how much that actually got to.
Probably. Now, the neighbor who Gypsy Rose confided in about the relationship, she goes to the police, and they're able to trace the IP address of the Facebook post to a town in Wisconsin where Nicholas Godejohn lived with his parents.
Yeah.
So the Wisconsin police show up there the following day. They do a raid. I'm sure that was special. Nicholas and Gypsy Rose go without incident. They're both charged with murder and extradited back to Missouri on $1 million bond. So, Chris, with the mental capacity of these two, it's no surprise they were just dead in the water here getting caught.
I mean, especially...
Didn't take much.
No, it didn't take much. I mean, when they're out and about. I mean... She had like a wig on a couple of she was used to wearing wigs, but they're definitely moving around and doing shit they shouldn't do, not thinking about, hey, we should be hiding out and doing something.
Or going away, like getting out of
here.
Yeah, that was just really stupid. They should have gone to like Canada or something and tried to fucking lay low. Friends and family were relieved, though, that Gypsy Rose was safe, but obviously shocked to find out the details of what actually happened with the murder of Dee Dee, the mother. They would really be shocked to find out about the lies that they were told. And this is when this shit starts to come to roost. And these people all, not only the family, but all the community realizes how the story's unraveling. And, Gypsy Rose is telling the cops about the actual, what was really going on behind closed doors. And like we've been saying, just like the case of Susan Smith, the local community is absolutely outraged. Just as they were in unison to support, they turn on a dime once they find out they've been lied to.
That's like the fucking stepmom. She was like, the first time she saw her walk, she was just like, what?
Yeah,
wow.
You can walk?
Whole fucking time?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's odd how similar to me these two cases are, the Susan Smith case.
Like
and
that
Dee Dee
nobody
Blanchard.
knew that she could walk for that long.
Yeah.
Isn't like the interviews like with even the neighbor is like, I never fucking knew. Like, how the fuck
well, and
is
especially
this
so
after
good
they
at
left
playing it off.
Louisiana, that's all those people knew was that she was a sick child.
That's true.
Like the ones from before, she had to fucking start with the walker and fucking ease into it a little
The
bit.
motorcycle accidents.
Yeah. And then she got to move to Springfield to Missouri, and it's like, okay, fresh start. Now we can really fucking just set this thing.
No
groundwork.
medical records.
Yeah.
So very, very odd, the similarities there. The prosecutor did not go for the death penalty for Gypsy Rose or Nicholas. Gypsy Rose would be given a deal, which she accepts, for 10 years in prison and the chance for parole in 2024. So she's getting up there a few years away. So they were tougher on Nicholas, believing that he was the main influence behind the actual murder and planned it out. And due to his IQ of only 82 and his autism, there were delays in the trial because the attorneys are trying to obviously get him the best deal they can. So I get it. You know, you're going to look at his mental capacity, and he's obviously got legitimate problems. So I'm thinking in this case, that's probably the most appropriate, thing for him too.
Yeah.
His trial begins in 2018. The lawyers try to cast the blame on Gypsy Rose and less of it on their client, which is, of course, what anybody would do. Joey, it's a 4-day trial, ends up with the jury finding him guilty. So life sentence in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, you knew basically he was going to get that. You watched the interviews, he talked about it. He was fucking very admitting to what he did.
Right.
Because he was fucking in love with this girl. Like, he really did love her, that's what I think. And, you look at him and you're like, okay, well, you're also fucking been in trouble before.
Right.
You're on the internet just being a fucking creeper fucking nonstop. So there's all these other elements outside of him and her relationship that definitely fucking played a factor into that.
Right.
Especially like you said, he thought she was younger than what she really was. Like,
Yeah.
he thought that. So
yeah, it's definitely he's no altar boy here at all.
No.
He's got a sweet beard, though.
The subject of autism is going to come up again next week, gentlemen, when we talk about our much anticipated feather thief, Edwin Rist, but a little bit of a different outcome in that story.
Yeah.
The community, though, is outraged. Habitat for Humanity is pissed. Obviously they feel, slighted here, and they should. Gypsy Rose appears much healthier. She's eating normally in the joint, so she's actually, eating. She said she feels more free in prison than she did with her mom.
Yeah, they said, "Are you happier that you spent this 10 years here, or if you would have spent 10 more years with your mom?" She was like, "This is way better."
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, she's at a women's prison in Chillicothe, Missouri.
Another Illinois.
Right? That is weird. Nicholas got life without parole and is at the Potosi Correctional Center in Mineral Point, Missouri. I looked him up online with the Missouri Department of Corrections just to see what he was looking like.
Yeah.
Looking a little rough.
Yeah.
Looking like he's getting smacked around a little bit. He's still got the beard, though, Chris. And I think he's where he needs to be, but he's a very unstable person. Maybe he's on meds and he's better in there, and that's fine. Just keep him in there. So probably would do some stupid shit again if he had the chance to meet some 14-year-old in a hotel room somewhere.
Oh, yeah. It was so fucked up because, like, when they were doing the interview with him, like, they brought up the fucking, raping the mother. They're like, did you take your penis and put it in her? Did you put your penis in her mouth? Did you put your penis on her? Did you? And, like, they were, like, adamant on these questions, and he was like, no. He's like, no, that's necrophilia. I'm not into that. Like, he said that. So I was like, oh my God.
I know, that's so fucked up. Now, you mentioned the documentary, HBO documentary, Mommy Dead and Dearest, which was excellent. I watched that one. There was a Dr. Phil special I did not watch. It was on the Munchausen Syndrome by proxy. She was part of the show, but not the whole show. I did not get a chance to see it. Justin did, and he was going to try to get me a link, but he wasn't able to find it. I didn't look. I just didn't have time, but I would like to see it. There have been other documentaries about the story as well. Definitely a crazy one,
I know,
but very sad, to see.
Hulu did that thing. I didn't get a chance to watch either, but it was called The Act.
Okay, I think I watched that one too.
It wasn't a documentary so much. It was actual actors and shit.
Oh,
portraying the story.
And I saw a thing talking about how there was like fucking so many discrepancies in that, though.
I did see something about.
Sometimes those are like that, though.
I did see something about Gypsy actually talking about that. Like, she loved the actress that played her part.
Really?
Yeah, she loved the act because
Wow.
it was in some other movie that kids were watching or some shit.
Interesting.
But like, loved that movie. Or loved her playing her part, but wasn't big part of, or wasn't a big on the movie itself.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So anything to add to this one, guys? Anything about this we didn't touch on? It's a fucked up one, that's for sure.
Pretty fucking crazy.
Definitely turning the tables this week, though.
So Dee Dee's nephew, Bobby Petrie.
Okay.
Right. He was in the Mommy Dead and Dearest.
Yeah.
The guy with the skull cap on.
Yeah.
He talked to Crime Feed, and he did another interview with them, which I was looking at. And he was talking about Dee Dee from whenever they were younger. And he said, yeah, she was into witchcraft when she was younger. Matter of fact, I was into the evil side of things too. And I think a lot of that came from Dee Dee's influence, playing the Ouija board and things like that. He said, I think she would tell my cousins that if they didn't play the Ouija with her, the devil was going to come and get them. And then he would further elaborate on how Dee Dee used the occult to push around her family. Like, this is while she's growing up,
right?
Stating how she was real manipulative, and he was like, I didn't care. I played the Ouija board just to play. I was drawn to the darkness. That's what he said. But the whole religious play was also just another way for her to freak people out.
Wow.
Because she was considered a strange character as a kid, too. So
interesting.
That was weird.
That is weird.
And one last thing I just want to say, because like I said, I am usually the voice from the other side fucking of the story. But I want to say, another reason why it's so hard for me to understand some of this and for some people is because before this case ever came out, Dee Dee Blanchard was killed. So you don't know her side of anything.
True.
So all the bullshit that she was lying about and everything else, she could probably shed even more light about some shit. But unfortunately, she's not alive to tell anything either. Right. So that's why it makes it so fucking mysterious and such a good case for us to do.
Yeah, I think so, dude. I think so.
Thank you, Justin Morris.
Yes. I did my research with a variety of sources. We talked about the HBO documentary. There was a docuseries about it also. Maybe that's the same thing. I've watched so much of this stuff.
Right.
There were other documentaries about it. It's a relatively recent story, so you're going to have a lot of TV interviews and all sorts of stories on the news and all that. It got a lot of attention, and I would expect Gypsy Rose to probably get paroled at some point, but whether it's 2024, I don't know. I mean, it's very possible.
She gets
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Now, next week...
But maybe she doesn't want to be paroled, like
she
you
might
said.
not. She might enjoy it.
No, this is fine.
I wonder if she's locked up with Alyssa Bustamante. That'd
be crazy.
Next week, though, guys, we're going to be doing one of the most unique crime stories that spawned from a page a day. Was just entrancing.
We've talked about this for so long.
We have.
Awesome. It's finally here.
It is. The crazy story of Edwin Rist, the feather thief. It's absolutely crazy. Breaks into a museum in London, steals $1 million, $1 million of rare bird carcasses.
Fucking crazy. Like, that's a lot of birds.
Yeah.
299.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he gets them out of there. He starts selling this shit on eBay. And Joey, what is the point of him doing this? Other than that he likes the feathers, so he does keep some.
That's
but
true.
What's the other part of this?
But he's trying to make this money so he can get his flute shit going.
Yeah, because he's a flautist at some like high dollar fucking school in England.
And not only does he fucking love the flute, he loves heavy metal.
He does. Because when you were reading the page a day and we were going through the story about the feathers and it was just funny.
Yeah.
And then the last line was he moved to Germany and made heavy metal flute videos. And we were like, what the hell is a heavy metal flute video? And we just immediately go into our phones.
That shit fucking killed me because we were like doing the podcast and I fucking finished doing the page a day thing. And I think I went on to like, I had another one the same day or whatever. So I was reading this and
I'm holding my
you're
phone.
Like holding up. You already pulled up the flute videos. I was like, holy shit.
I know. The internet age is so awesome. So you guys are going to shit. I mean, this dude turns into a heavy metal flute player from stealing $1 million of bird feathers. It's fucking crazy. It's one of the most original stories. I read the book, The Feather Thief.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Very well done. I reached out to Edwin himself the author of the book and like 3 of the other people involved in the bird feather industry, and nobody will respond to me. So I tried, but I can't seem to line up.
I will give a heads up. There will not be murder in this story next week.
Well, the birds were murdered.
I guess the birds were murdered, but but it does have metal and mayhem. So
it does. It really
does.
It really does. So it's going to be a good one. So you don't want to miss that.
No,
Next
this
week.
is going to be probably one of the most lighthearted episodes.
It'll be really funny because I read the book, so I really know a lot about it.
Hell yeah.
Joey, what about, speaking of Page a Day, what do you got for us this week?
Got a couple today.
Cool.
Thank you, Page a Day, again.
We had a listener that said she has the Page a Day at her office at work.
The same one?
Yeah.
Really, that's awesome.
She loves it, yeah.
All right, so the first one that I'm bringing up is May 25th of 2004. So they discover a naked body of a woman near a jogging path in New York City, in Inwood Hill Park, northern Manhattan. The body was identified as that of 21-year-old Juilliard student Sarah Fox. She had last been seen leaving her house in exercise clothes and carrying a CD player a week earlier. So she was pretty decomposed for being out there for the week or whatnot, but she was surrounded by fresh petals and branches from a nearby tulip tree. Huh. So they figure that it must have been some kind of ritualistic element to the killing, and that the killer had probably revisited the body afterwards. So no one's ever arrested for the murder of Sarah Fox, but investigators think that it's this 39-year-old Russian immigrant, Dmitry Scheinman. And they said that the Inwood residents that also lived there, they said that he had a hot temper and he frequently patrolled the park. They figured that he was probably the guy that did it. It's all these people.
Oh, wow.
But there's no physical evidence that ever linked him to that crime.
Huh.
However, he claimed to have a psychic vision of it that provided him with facts of the case that had not been made available to the public.
What?
Wow.
And in an interview done a decade after the murder at his home in Cape Town, South Africa now, so he's fucking way away from...
Right, yeah, he's not in the United States now.
He still maintained his innocence. However, he still had a photo of Sarah Fox under a glass tabletop, explaining that she loved him and still spoke to him from beyond the grave.
Holy
my
shit.
God, that's fucked up.
That dude's guilty as fuck.
Wow.
That dude's guilty as fuck.
That's fucked up. Wow.
So, bro, I think you got away with that one.
Yeah, you definitely got away with that.
All right, and then so the second one that I got, thank you again, Page a Day. This one's about the Connecticut River Valley Killer.
Okay.
Now, this is an unsolved case. So there was at least 7 women murdered from the late 70s to the late 80s that are connected to this killer. They didn't know nothing about this until the mid-80s, though. They had no idea. Then they found 3 skeletal remains of 3 young women who had been missing, and they found them up around Claremont, New Hampshire. So this caused the authorities to look back on the other cases they had, because now they see these are all killed in the same manner, stabbed in the same way.
Okay.
So now they check on some of the older cases that they got, and they start, linking a few of them. So the first one was a linked homicide from a case from October of 1978. July of 1981, the second victim was linked. She was a hitchhiker. In 84, a 16-year-old girl vanishes who was also hitchhiking. Terrible thing, like hitchhiking
back in the day, man.
Yeah, fucking always a gamble.
Right.
So also in 1984, another girl disappears. So that was 2 in that year. July of 1985, a girl disappears while hitchhiking. Her body's found a year later, where the second victim was found. So right there, that was an obvious link for the detectives. April 1986, a man comes home to find his wife's bloody body. There were witnesses to it that were able to give a little bit of a composite sketch, so they kind of had that. January 1987, a woman's car is found at a rest stop 10 miles from her home. Her body is found months later in Vermont.
Jesus,
so
man.
They have no idea why she would have stopped at the rest area, and it was in a snowstorm. It was 10 miles from her house on an interstate at a rest area. Like, why would you? So that was weird.
I mean, if you got to piss that bad,
right? Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's reasons, but it was just weird. So the last attributed attack to the Connecticut River killer, Connecticut River Valley killer, was August 1988, and that was the stabbing of a woman who was 7 months pregnant, but she survived. She didn't die, and she was able to identify the vehicle, which was a Jeep Wagoneer.
Oh, wow.
So in 1997, Gary Westover, who's a paraplegic on his deathbed, he confessed to his uncle knowledge of the 1987 murder of the rest area woman.
No shit.
Wow.
He said he gave 3 names of people that were with him that night, but no, the names have never been released to the public though. Now, could a paraplegic who needs help in a snowstorm, would that be a reason to stop at a rest area possibly?
Right.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, but that could be it, you know?
Wow.
So a private investigator was hired by the family of a woman who went missing in 1988, a couple months after the last Connecticut River Valley killer attack. This other lady, not one of the 7, she comes up missing a couple months later. So this private investigator is hired by her family to figure out who it was. So the missing woman used to be married to a man named Michael Nicolau. She was his first wife. At the time, he owned a Jeep Wagoneer. The surviving lady, the one that got stabbed but survived, she picked his face out in a lineup.
Oh, wow.
In 2005, Nicholas, the gentleman, he was traumatized from being in Vietnam. Like, he was fucked up too.
Right.
He shot and killed his second wife and stepdaughter and then shot himself.
Wow.
So the probability that he might have been...
Wow.
That's fucked up. So yeah,
that is fucked up.
The Connecticut River Valley killer case, it's never been closed.
Wow.
And
That
very
might be
fucking,
a good one to
that
do.
would be a good one.
Yeah,
I do like
that's a
that
good
one.
Hell yeah. Page a day.
Yeah.
Fucking killing it. All right. Well, very good. I think we've done our fair share of murdering tonight. CK ready to throw down
Fucking A.
metal knowledge. So Joey,
New to
what
me.
the fuck do we got to do, man?
Let's get up metal out.
Known the world over as the master of metal, the crusher of posers, and Murder Metal Mayhem's knower of all things metal, hailing from Wildman Street in Danbury, Connecticut, standing at 6 feet of brutal, punishing madness, weighing in at 220 pounds of poser pulverization, the one, the only, toughest bastard on the planet, Chris C.K. Kovacs!
All right. Got the great metal motherfucker on here. What's up, CK?
Great metal motherfuckers right here. I'm doing all right. Just had chemo. I got the chemo pump flushing through my system.
Fucking beast.
Hanging in there.
Very good. On Wildman Street. And we got you on the phone doing this a little different due to some internet issues you're having. So it's been a special time for us with the internet here.
These
So.
fucking murdering mothers of May that's fucking doing it.
I know. I
Bitches.
found out that the tower closest to me, the 5G, is out, which is why I'm having the problem. They're getting it fixed. So
It's been a
hopefully
month of
soon.
mayhem.
It has
Better be
been.
reimbursing you.
Yeah, for sure.
They better be reimbursing you some money there.
Yeah, they already have. So, yes, that's for sure.
Okay.
All right, CK, who are you going to be talking about tonight? Because I know nothing. I thought you were kidding me when you gave me this band because I don't know why. It's just weird. It was
I
just
don't
kind
know
of
them
random.
either.
So
I don't know
none
who
of us
this
knew
is.
anything about them.
So I'm in
Well,
down
one,
the street.
you're gonna know what band spawned from them.
Oh, okay.
Very two kind of popular metal bands spawned from them.
Okay.
They were pretty much a New England band, Massachusetts. They weren't really well known outside of Mass.
What's the band name, CK? You haven't told us the band.
Overcast.
Okay, very good.
Overcast.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Overcast. They're a band that was formed in 1990, broke up in 98. They weren't really well known out of pretty much this area. I would say the New England area.
Okay.
But the two bands that the members went on to eventually form are very popular.
Shadows Fall.
I
have no idea.
Yep,
Oh,
Shadows Fall is one.
Nice.
I fucking
Brian
hate
Ferry.
I
Shaft.
just knew they were from Mass, so I figured.
That's funny.
Brian Fair was the vocalist from
Okay.
We Don't Care. How about that? Just joking, but
I know. I'm fucking with you.
then Mike D'Antonio, the bass player, and Peter Cortez went on to play with Killswitch Engage.
Nice.
So they actually spawned bigger bands, and like I said, they were only around like maybe 7 or 8 years. They put out 3 studio albums: Expectational Delusion, Fight Ambition to Kill, and one album that was put out by Metal Blade, which is probably the album that got the most notoriety, because that's probably the biggest label they were ever on. Reborn to Kill Again, which is 11 remakes of songs that they previously did on other albums and EPs.
Okay.
Badass album name, though. I won't lie. Reborn to Kill Again. That's fucking awesome.
That's probably the one you listen to, Pete, or off that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They're pretty much the fathers of metalcore, which I don't know why how they got the name metalcore to begin with. There's just like so many things like tags that spawned in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
Metalcore,
Different subgenres and shit.
New metal.
yeah, it
New
was
metal.
just new metal, which
I play
you know,
grind, so there's like 8 billion subgenres. In there.
yeah. So I don't understand what separates metalcore from any other.
Yeah. It's kind of a catch-all for what they you know, kind of fits that time.
It's kind of like a combination of hardcore, death metal, and metal is what I get from it.
Yeah.
It's like a little heavier than crossover.
Yeah.
Right.
But Overcast were fucking heavy as hell. If you go back and are able to listen to any of the albums, I know Reborn to Kill, I think is the only one that's available physically. The other couple are I don't know if they're available. I couldn't find them.
Okay.
The EPs are pretty much you can't find those anywhere. But they were, like I said, they were big in this area. Touring in this area here, and
Fading out a little,
I just
CK.
never got. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
They never got the do that they were deserved, that they deserve, and when they went on to form these bigger bands, they were kind of like, I wouldn't say forgot about them, but I think people forgot about them, and that's what did the Born to Kill album, because those albums were that album was recorded while the other people were in the other bands, Killswitch and
Shadows Fall.
Shadows Fall.
And when both of those bands came out, they were so big, they were touring fucking right off the bat.
Yeah,
too,
instantly.
so.
Right.
Yeah, and they had good record deals too.
Yeah.
Shadows Fall had Century Media behind them, and at the time, Killswitch Engage had Roadrunner, which pushed the hell out of them. Again, I know Killswitch and Shadows isn't for everybody,
Right.
but the first couple albums from each band are definitely killer albums. I love like the first 3 or 4 albums by Killswitch, and I love pretty much all the albums by Shadows except for the last 2.
I do like the original singer for Killswitch over Howard Jones, even though I know they went back to him or whatever. But Howard Jones, I don't like his voice at all, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard enough of them to even know who's who. I'm just not a big fan of either, But I did like Shadows Fall when they first came out. The first album or 2 I had heard, and I thought they were good. But I think they're the ones that were maybe it's not them. The political crap, I can't stand it.
Oh, I don't know.
In the lyrics, maybe it wasn't them. I'm not sure because some bands I get
not
really
really.
frustrated. That's good because I hate that shit.
Yeah, not really.
I mean, if I'm not listening to Bob Dylan, I don't want to fucking hear it. You know, it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know,
I
right.
mean, it's just fucking annoying. I mean, just shut the fuck up and play. And like, I don't want to hear about
talk
that.
about
I will
murder?
listen to the Dead Kennedys too. I like them.
Well, yeah, and that's the point of bands like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's the thing. Henry Rollins. There's certain
punk-
bands
well,
that
yeah.
fit that. Punk, yeah, especially.
But yeah, I agree with you. I don't want to hear.
That
you
was the
talk
whole
about
idea
shit.
behind punk was the fight against the
Right.
the status quo and
Yeah,
the establishment. So
right.
that's what they were doing.
I love the South Park where those kids are goth and they're like all hating on
Yeah.
like, and they're like, in order to be with us, you have to believe what we say. So it's like you're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
It's pretty funny. South Park is really good at
Nonconformist.
pointing to that kind of
Nonconformist.
stuff. Yeah, for sure. So, anything else
yeah,
on them, CK?
That's pretty much it. I try to keep the chemo weeks kind of simple
Yeah,
for the bands, and I'll go harder at other bands non-chemo weeks.
yeah, that makes sense. Dude.
Like I really want to do I'm going to do a thing on Jason Becker soon because his story has to be told.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I got the DVD
Yeah.
that they put out about him a couple weeks ago. I still got to watch it. I know a lot about his background and all that, but I want to watch a DVD before I even attempt to do something on this dude. And then talk about somebody who who has fought, pretty much he should have been dead years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's still live kicking,
Yeah.
making music in a way that he can make music and still compose. That's why whenever somebody says about their problems, I go, look at this fucking guy.
Right.
He can't move, he can't do anything, and he's still composing music that other musicians are playing for him. But
Right. Yeah.
But I'm going to be doing him in a couple weeks. I just don't know when.
Right. That's cool, dude.
Well, I didn't know fucking Overcast at all, but I do know your Lost Classic though.
Yeah, the Lost Classic's a good one, CK.
Oh yeah. That is Havoc. Time is up.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Havoc. They're basically right now getting recognition now. I think, as opposed to like the first couple albums. And Time is Up is their second album. I just love that album. And it seems like nobody else really knew about him.
Yeah, they've kind of flown under the radar.
Yeah, I know you were into them when they first came out, Pete.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know too many people who were into them until like maybe the last two albums.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Patrick from Skeleton Pit's all about Havoc, man. He's got like 4 Havoc shirts, yeah.
He's got
Of the same shirt.
So,
he's got like 4 of
Yeah,
them. It's
Jesus
pretty funny.
Christ.
Yeah, he just wears them till they're fucking threadbare, I guess. But yeah, that's cool, man. I dig those guys, man. They're still fucking cranking it out. Good thrash, man.
They just put out an album last year, and it still kicks ass.
Yeah.
So that's a band that Lost Classic I think people need to know about.
I think that's a good one. Well, I hear some music in the background, guys. I think it's coming from across the pond. Little 6 fucking 6. We're going to talk about what we've been listening to. All right, 6 fucking 6 means we're going to talk about what we've been listening to lately. Of course, we're all 4 metalheads. So, Chris, start with you, my friend.
I'm going to say I just seen a flyer for California Death Fest next year, and Onslaught's on the fucking flyer for it already.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
Nice.
that's badass.
Yep.
That's cool. That's very cool.
As far as listening, I just listen to random shit. I know today I did fucking at work. I did jam the whole fucking No Prayer for the Dying Iron Maiden. I fucking jammed that today at work. Fucking
Nice.
been a while since I listened to it, but other than that, just random stuff.
I
here and
love
there.
that. I love that album.
Dude, that album's fucking good as shit, dude.
That's awesome. I'll have to give it a listen. It's been a while. I've heard it too. Joey, what about you, man?
I got a whole bunch of new albums. I've been listening to a
Yes,
lot of
you
stuff.
did.
I
You've
went,
been fucking record
yeah,
stores
I went out to
galore.
Toledo and just fucking saw what they had for record options and music stores and shit.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool because I went to 4 different places and all 4 had a metal section. But
Nice.
I mean, I picked up like
That's cool.
Yeah, I picked up Sepultura, Chaos AD, original press. I got Faith No More, Introduce Yourself, original press. I bought fucking the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction vinyl from 1987. It's the fucking shittiest fucking. It's not in good condition whatsoever. But I didn't care. I was like, I went in that store and it was like total hipster spot and everything was overpriced. And I had they had the Garage Days fucking vinyl, brand new for $18.
Really?
I was like, okay, I'll buy that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to buy something from each store. And then I found the 2 Britney Fox tapes there too, so I was stoked on that. And I got those for $1 each. But anyway, so
I was gonna say something, but I won't.
there you go.
Yeah,
but I had that fucking the Metallica record, and then I look up and I saw the Guns N' Roses one on the wall, and it was like twice as much, and I was like, I'm never even gonna listen to it. It's not in great condition, but I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna buy it anyway with my Biden bucks, and, because I just love the album so much, and the fact it's an original from '87. I was like, how many times am I gonna come across that? You know?
Right.
So anyway,
That's cool.
yeah. So anyway, I've been listening to a lot of shit, fucking Beck and a few other bands, a lot of death metal shit. So
Cool.
Cottonmouth Kings.
well, Cottonmouth.
CK, what about you, man?
I've been listening to some Dio, some Sabbath, like Joey. I know he bought the Sepultura. I've been listening to Sepultura ever since we discovered Courses. I've been going back to Sepultura and listening to them.
Nice.
Listen to Courses. Threw on some and Malice's Wake and Harlot the other day.
I did too. I listened to both bands as well. That's
Nice.
funny that you did that.
No, while I was at chemo, I threw them on and listened to them.
Nice. I was jamming some Possessed 7 Churches the
Fuck
other
yeah.
night. That's fucking
A.
brutal, man.
I know you and CK is gonna fucking talk shit about me, but the other day I fucking played the first 2 Korn albums because I fucking love
Dude,
those albums.
Tim was all about the first 2. I know he liked them
I
too
jammed the
back
shit
then.
The first 2 aren't bad. It's everything after that where
Yeah.
they got really weird.
right after they
I
started
like the
getting
first
popular.
one,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one's awesome. The second one, like Life is Peachy, I like it a lot too. But yeah, I jammed both of those the other day. I was
That's
loving
cool.
I've still been jamming that new Cannibal Corpse too. It's really good.
It is
Oh, yeah.
really good.
Violence Unimagined.
Yeah, that I've been playing that on and off, and no, that's a given.
Now, I had to mention, because it was all over the fucking metal news, but Dave Ellefson getting kicked out of Megadeth. What the fuck,
Got
man?
the axe.
Yeah,
Wow.
I saw that coming.
What a dumbass.
As soon as I knew it was gonna clash because fucking Mustaine's like he's a huge Christian now. I knew that was gonna go
Right.
against what he believed in.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
it
So I
isn't
kinda saw
right
that
anyway.
coming.
So like the fuck.
No,
Yeah, I know. And I thought it was an interesting, it was like kind of like a foregone conclusion, but I
Yeah.
did see a lot of the commenters were mentioning bass players, and somebody mentioned Joey Vera, which would be
Yeah.
fucking badass if Joey got that job, but I don't know if he wants it. But I also saw that
I
Mustaine's
don't know.
definitely going to want to pick a bass player that plays with a pick because it would fit the Megadeth
that's
sound
that's
more.
like Joey Vera.
Yeah, well, Joey plays. I've seen him play with a pick, but he mostly plays with his fingers. So
Well,
who knows? For that kind of
one
money, he might be willing to
Yeah,
increase his
true.
pick usage. Who knows?
I saw my buddy.
But he
who's-
does,
Go ahead, TK.
he does use the pick on I think it's the 11th hour. Is it the 11th hour?
There's a couple of songs I
At the
know he
beginning.
pulls one out at a few different times. Yeah, where it's appropriate.
Because the couple for Fates Warning that you just can't play with your fingers. It's
Yeah,
too
well,
ridiculous.
I could. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. All right. Well, very cool.
I was just gonna say I saw my buddy talking about. He's like, the only good thing about this coming out of this Megadeth deal is I can probably afford one of fucking Ellison's basses now.
Oh, that's funny. Wow.
Oh shit!
Well, I'll tell you what is not funny is joining the 666 Club. You can do that for $3 a month on
$3.
Patreon. Patreon.com/Murder Metal Mayhem. Get you there. $3 a month. You get the episodes a day early. You get the karaoke songs as soon as they're done. You get 10% off of merch, and it's just a cool thing and helping the show.
And the episodes that other people don't get.
Yeah, the bonus stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing some more of those, so it's good stuff. So patreon.com/Murder Metal Mayhem. I'll link to that in the episode description.
And it doesn't go in our pockets. It goes into
Paying the bills.
Paying the bills goes back into the show, making it better for you guys. So we listen to it. We try to make it better.
Quality.
Yeah, it's not free to host a podcast, in case you didn't know. So we could use the money.
Quality, not quantity.
That's right.
Quality, not quantity.
Also, don't forget to pick up one of our new shirts. Jeff Gaither got his. He loves it. He's going to take some pictures wearing it.
I'm
he
wearing
designed
mine
it
right now.
You're wearing yours right now. So it's a great shirt, full color front and back, zombified us on the front, with the nice blood spatter across the back with the Murder Metal Mayhem.
My daughter tried stealing my hoodie.
Oh, nice.
She had it for a couple weeks.
We got to wear it for a week or two before it got too warm for hoodies, so I'm anxious to bust it back out again. But yeah, so I'll link to that in the episode description where you could pick up one of those shirts. We got large through 2X in sizes, so and a lot of them. All right, we're going to be doing plenty. We've done plenty of metal tonight. So, CK, what the fuck do we need to do?
We need to get our Mayhem on at this moment.
Is being cooped up at home with all the COVID restrictions got you down? Are you sick and tired of your family and feel like you're about to snap? Let Benoit Anger Management help.
I was losing my shit. My fucking wife was nagging me to clean out the garage. My kids are fighting over the dumbest shit. I'm about to fucking lose it.
It's times like that when Benoit Anger Management can help. Call us before someone's calling the coroner.
I told you to shut the fuck up. I'll clean the garage out tomorrow, bitch. I'm sick of your bullshit.
Things can escalate quickly when there's nowhere to go.
I said shut the fuck up. Fuck all you motherfuckers.
Call Benoit Anger Management today. Jesus Christ.
My brother's a violent person.
That is so terrible. I don't know who dreams that shit up and writes those scripts, but he's fucked in the head. So, all right. Well, very good. Before that was Overcast.
Do what?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Overcast before that with Bleed Into One.
Hell
and, of course, the Benoit Anger Management, which has been an ongoing little bit of fun we've been doing. That's good stuff. All right. Well, we are in Mayhem, gentlemen, and that's always a fun place to be. And Joey, you said you got a little story to tell.
Hey, real quick. All right. Remember I was just saying my daughter was trying to steal my podcast hoodie? Well, she stole my Goremonger hoodie, right? She had that thing for a while. She's 14. She's wearing this thing to school or whatever. She's got it for a couple weeks. She's wearing it to school. I'm like, oh, think that's smart? She's like, whatever. So like 2 weeks later, she finally comes and she's like, hey, Dad, I finally got dress coded at school. I was like, yeah, I'm surprised it took that long. Now, mind you, it's the back. It's not the original print because my dumbass dog chewed it up. So I got a back patch.
She wouldn't have even got in trouble with the original print, probably.
No, probably not. But so I got a back patch that Jason Murder made. So it's got like pot leaves all over it and shit. And then it says futuristic pornographic slamatic. So it says pornographic on the back of it. She's wearing this shit to school. I'm just like, God damn it, dude, you're gonna get in trouble. So she's like, finally, like I finally got dress coded, Dad, but I just took duct tape and covered up everything. I was like, cool. And then she's like, but 2 days later I had the hood up and the teacher looks at me and goes, I think you should put the hood down because the hood, real big, says "fuck the ass records" on it. So my daughter's wearing this shit to school. I'm like, "What are you doing, dude? Stop!"
Wow. Yeah, she's
You're gonna
asking
get
for you to be
called.
turned in.
Right. I'm like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, I just the
that's
hoodie
good.
thing made me think of that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, Joey, what's this disgusting story you've got here?
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was actually surprised I didn't tell this one, but it's a personal injury story, as we were saying, and it's about whenever I was at work and I put one of our merchandise hooks through my eye.
Oh yeah, dude. Brutal.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Find the pic and have it posted on the
I'll find the pictures and send them to you. So you can, or we can put them on the Murder Metal Mayhem page. I don't care.
right.
But so anyway, so what happened was one day I'm working and I'm like, this is literally like a couple minutes after I got back off my lunch break. I just gone to lunch, so I just got back on the floor, and I'm setting up this display over in the children's department.
They let you in that department?
Right. But so it's on this fucking fixture called an I-frame. So it's basically like a 4-sided deal, almost like a rectangle. So I'm pulling off these hooks because I'm putting boys' blankets on one side, girls on the other. So I'm fucking separating them. So I'm pulling off the hooks to put them in the spot that I need them. And I pull off one, it's an extra one. So I hang it off the front of the fixture just as an extra or whatever.
Yeah, not where he's
So,
going.
so I fucking go to walk around this fixture to go to the other side, and I think I was moving too fast because I'm just like I get going and like I'll multitask whatever, but sometimes you just gotta slow down, pay attention.
Right.
So I think I was going too fast, but I also think I was looking at a corner of my eye, like out of my peripheral, watching something else. That wasn't right near me.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I just fucking feel my fucking self get caught. I can't move. Like my fucking, all motion is ceased. And I realize it's because I'm fucking stuck in my eye. And this hook that I had fucking hung off the front of this fucking fixture. Now, the way to describe this hook, so if you got a capital J and you lay it on its back, that's basically how it is. So it
looks like an end cap.
Yeah, it's got a flat end that you put into the slate, and then you fucking have a rounded edge on the front of the hook that's specifically made so that there's not injuries. That's why they made back in the day, hooks used to be like fucking straight out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like hooks. Now they make them rounded so people don't hurt themselves.
Right.
What happened was, as I'm coming around the fucking side of this fucking fixture, not looking, paying attention the other way, this hook's fucking sticking out, and it's the only hook on that thing. My fucking dumbass fault. And fucking, it catches me, and all of a sudden, it goes between my eyeball and the orbital socket, and I'm fucking stuck. I'm stuck on this fixture. And there's just fucking. I look down and I see drops of blood falling, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, I got myself fucking caught on this thing. I'm not even freaking out that hard yet. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I got myself in a pickle, basically,
Right.
Right.
This lady fucking comes around. This
Like
lady,
a saw trap or something.
Yeah. This lady that still works there, like she's been there forever, but she was the one that fucking first came around the side and saw me like that. I guarantee that as scary as it was for me, this was this woman's nightmare day of her life.
Right.
Because she was so fucking scared by what she saw. She saw me stuck on this fixture with something in my eye. And she freaks out. She goes to the back. She's call 911. Joey's got a hook in his eye. And they don't even know what the hell's going on because we had just gotten fishing poles and shit. So they thought I had like a fishing hook in my eye.
Oh my God.
And, so I'm sitting there on this fixture. Now there's a couple fucking customers and stuff that's coming up and fucking seeing what's going on.
Right.
And everybody's fucking watching.
And he's stuck.
Yeah, and she's not the store manager at that time. She is now, but she was like the assistant manager then. She comes along and she sees me and she's like, oh no. So she steps into action, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So as I'm sitting on this fixture with this thing in my face, nobody wants to touch me, understandably. I get
something
that.
wrong. It fucks
right.
It up. Yeah.
But in my mind, all I'm thinking about is if I pass out with this hook in my face,
right,
and I collapse,
you're really gonna fuck yourself up.
Holy shit, that's really bad. So to the horror of everyone around me, I fucking thought about how the fucking hook was,
The
shaped.
shape of it, yeah.
And I fucking got on my tippy toes and I fucking worked myself off of the hook.
Oh my God.
And I fucking sat back and I fucking, laid on the ground. The manager came over. She started cleaning up all the blood and everything else. And, I got really lucky, really, really, really
Yeah.
lucky. So I'm thinking, now, I didn't have insurance. So I'm like, okay, I'm off this thing. You know what I'm saying? I hurt myself. That's my fault.
Right.
I'm not
Workman's
thinking
comp.
somebody called the fucking ambulance, though.
Right.
So sure enough, fucking the ambulance comes and, they get me looked at, and I got photos of it and shit. And they're not that bad because it was after they cleaned me a bit, but it's still fucked up.
Yeah, I remember.
The doctor, and then later my fucking, the surgeon, like the whole time, this was like 2 years of fucking surgeries and stuff I was going through too. And they basically made it fucking better than what it was. But like all of them, doctor, surgeon, every one of them was like, I cannot believe you did not lose that eye.
It didn't like hit his eye. It did like scratch it or
It
whatever.
basically it bounced off it and went inside.
Wow.
But I'm lucky because it was a curved hook that I didn't pull it out too.
Yeah, right.
But I ended up destroying my tear duct, and they had to redo that.
Oh wow.
And luckily, also because as people that listen to our podcast know, I'm a weed smoker. I went to the hospital, and I'm like, and my mom, she was supposed to come down and have lunch with me after I got off work that day. So she was already like on her way, but all of a sudden now she had to meet me at the hospital and shit. But because my boss was like, do you want me to call your mom? I'm like, yeah, please.
Please call my mom.
And but she ended up meeting me there. But and there were people like, I remember there were people at the fucking in the store, and they were like, do you want us to take pictures? And at the time, all I'm thinking is, why the fuck do you want me to take selfies of myself right now? Later on, I'm like, oh, they probably thought for lawsuit shit. And I was like, okay. I also wish I had kept the hook, because that would have been badass as fuck.
That would have been good.
But like, by the time I got into the fucking ambulance and all that, I'm joking with paramedics and shit. Like, I'm doing as good as I can under the circumstances. But like I said, I'm a weed smoker, like big time, and everybody knew that. And this is like
Before it got
2015,
legalized,
I think it was 2015. So before it was legal and anything like that.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, this is where I'm fucked right here.
Right.
I hear them say blood work authorization negative. So they didn't take my blood work. I don't know if somebody at work was just looking out for me and was like, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because of that, workman's comp paid for everything. I never would have gone through the surgeries to correct it the way I did. I would have fucking been scarred if I had been left under my own accord.
Right.
But because of that, they did fucking
They
take
took
care of
him.
myself.
Yeah, they took care of his shit.
So anyway, so that was my story of getting the fucking hook in my
Dude,
eye.
I remember him
That's
texting
brutal.
me that day with that picture, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck,
Yeah.
bro?
That's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, that's
Now
fucked
every
up.
time I'm at work, so what even brought this up is I told this newer girl this story the other day, and she was just so mortified by the eye thing all day.
sure.
She just kept being like, every time she saw me, she's like, I just want you to know I'm so glad that you have your eye right now. And I'm like, yeah, it was fucked
It's like,
up.
yeah, that's why I'm warning you, watch these hooks.
I mean, that story went around like to a bunch of our fucking retail, like it became
I'm sure.
an urban legend, but not really
Yeah.
like a tale.
Don't do this.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're breaking up, CK.
They got a picture of him with don't be like this asshole.
Yeah, no,
Right,
for
right.
sure.
Wow.
I mean, it was fucked up too, because it's like, I always explain this to these people, and I fucking, like, if I'm training somebody, that's one of the first things I do. And if I see any of those hooks empty hanging off any fixtures, I pull them off the floor.
That's a good call.
And it's like, look, I get it that was a completely freak accident.
but it freaks me out.
But it
Right.
happened to me, and the
Right.
thing is I can see how it happened to me because I saw it happen to me.
Right.
And so I see, like, if I see little kids running around and shit like that, man, that freaks me the fuck out. So yeah, I'll pull them hooks
yeah.
off every
yeah,
time.
that they're at that level. They, little,
That's
you know
a
how
good
little
one.
kids are in stores. They just whipping around corners
yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
So
That's a good one.
unfortunately, it just happened to me. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of eyes, you guys saw the new posters for Creation of Chaos 3.
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
brutal. They
yeah.
came out really good. The bookmarks as well. Brian Usual did an amazing job. And the proof for the book should be in any day now. And so as soon as I get them and place the order, we'll be able to set a release date and start taking advance orders. So it's coming up
Oh hell yeah!
very soon. All right.
People will not are not going to be disappointed with this.
No,
book.
I'm pretty happy with the crop of stories in this one. 13 stories to be exact, including
Fucking
a
right.
novella, which is Dreadful Life. Brad Tucker did the voice for that. He read that one in the 666 Express. I did the rest. And then we're including the special 666 Express that we all did together with music from In Malice's Wake. And so the audiobook is going to be really crazy. I'm
Is
pretty
that
excited.
going to have the preface for Deeper Than Dead?
Yes, it has
Right.
the first chapter of
Yeah.
Deeper Than Dead in it, too. All right. Well, very cool. Things are falling into place nicely with that. We got a good killer cage match tonight, guys. We're doing this a little different. We've got our special matchup tonight, but before we get to that, Chris, we got some listeners we want to say thank you
Yes,
to.
we do. We got Roger Smith, Rebecca Boomsock, and Maggie Elizabeth. So thank you all very much. Once again, appreciate you.
Yeah, and they provide us some random numbers, and we have a list of 70 objects that these killers are going to fight with. So these three provided the numbers for those. And Joey, who do we have in this strange, never before done killer cage match?
It's our last Murdering Moms of May episode. We've been having the main fucking,
Moms.
topic every fucking time.
Right.
This time we're fucking stepping it up a notch, and we're going to have fucking Gypsy Rose Blanchard versus her fucking mom, Dee Dee Blanchard.
Nice. So she kills her mom in the real story. Mom maybe gets a shot at revenge, or Dee Dee gets to kill her mom a second time. Not too many people could boast that. Now, CK, they're going to be fighting with 3 objects. What do we got in the cage with them?
They're going to be fighting with a large leather-bound Bible,
That's
a
nice.
pair of steel-toed work boots,
Nice.
and a flamethrower.
A flamethrower, steel-toed work boots, and a large leather-bound Bible.
That's fucked up.
And the variable, CK, is a good one.
This is a good one. It's Donald Trump with an aluminum bat.
Oh, nice. Trump with an aluminum bat. Gypsy Rose Blanchard fighting her mom, Dee Dee, in a cage with a large leather-bound Bible, pair of steel-toed work boots, and a flamethrower. And we got Donald Trump in there swinging an aluminum baseball bat. Chris, what the fuck with this one? What do you think?
I feel like Gypsy going to stand up out of her chair in the ring in front of everybody. And her mom's just going to be
okay.
so fucking shocked that she's actually defying her in front of people.
Oh, wow.
That she's just stunned. Like, what the hell's happening? Fucking Gypsy gets in the fucking, gets to the weapon. She grabs the fucking flamethrower.
Oh, boy.
Fucking tortures her mom. Doesn't kill her, just tortures the shit out of her.
Oh, wow.
She fucking throws her in the wheelchair. She's like, sit down. You sit there. Trump comes
damn.
up with a bat, smashes her, and goes, you're fired.
Joey, what do you think of this one? That's a pretty interesting take on it.
That was a good take. Well, now the thing is with Gypsy Rose and with Dee Dee, neither one of them give a fucking rat's ass about that Bible.
No, that's why I
Neither
left
one
that
of
out.
them give a rat's ass about anything to do with work, much less work boots.
Right?
And neither one of them can fucking pick up a flamethrower, so all of those are out the window.
Oh,
but
I-
Dee Dee is so fucking huge,
Yeah.
she's just gonna fucking roll
Sit
over
on
and
her?
start smothering fucking Gypsy Rose.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is Donald Trump's gonna be sitting over there like, you lazy motherfuckers are just
Oh,
the worst
damn.
part of this economy. You are not making America great, and he's gonna come over that ball bat and he's gonna fucking kill them both.
Oh, wow.
Donald Trump
Donald
for the
Trump
win.
for the win.
Damn.
This is-
CK, what do you think, dude?
I was thinking the same thing as friggin' Joe.
Oh, nice.
We gotta have
I
CK
swear
go
to
before
God.
me.
I don't see Gypsy Rose having a chance with her big mom. She could just fall on top of her and crush her.
Yeah, for real.
And then, like you said, Trump just fucking beats him down with the bat. I like that scenario there. So I think all of the above is good tonight. So. All right, very cool. Always love doing some killer cage match. So thanks to those listeners. And all right, well, we have done plenty of mayhem tonight, guys. So
Yes, sir.
let's hit the outro.
so heavy, dude.
That's fucking brutal, man. Cryptopsy, a nice soothing ballad called Graves of the Fathers. Nice, a little ditty
Some
there.
brutality from Canada.
For sure.
Nice
All right.
little ditty.
Bumper music tonight from Cryptopsy, Misery Index, and Overcast.
Hell yeah.
And Chris, who does CK's intro music?
Chrysix, motherfucker.
Fuck
Yeah.
And then Joey, who's doing the Murder Metal Mayhem intro?
The intro is done by Low 12.
And then CK, who's doing that 666 music for us?
Onslaught.
Hell yeah, I
From the
love those
UK.
guys.
Cheerio.
All right. Well, thanks to Rotten Cotton for being a sponsor of us and the Voice of Dread podcast. Remember that 15% off coupon code Mayhem.
Mayhem.
If you order 20 or more, rottencotton.com. Great stuff. Go check them out. Also, thank you very much to spellboundeffectsandart.com. Support artists like Tony Campagna, my buddy down there in Miami. He's got a great online catalog. All sorts of body parts, fucking lamps, fucking COVID
galore.
masks, all sorts of stuff. So you can't miss it. Just go check out his website, spellboundeffectsandart.com, and I'll link to all this stuff in the episode description. All right. Thank you to everybody out there listening. We keep seeing those numbers rolling in. We appreciate it very much. We had awesome comments always this week. And Chris, what about that first one there?
Yeah, thanks. Tony Escamilla, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
No, that's right.
Okay, Tony Escamilla says, you guys destroyed it every damn week. Love this podcast. I don't know why you're not on the top of every list. I found you by accident on iTunes, but I'm so glad I did. I'm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah,
Fucking
man.
A, man.
Thanks,
Hell yeah.
Tony. That's fucking cool.
Awesome.
Joey, what about this one? This is one I mentioned to you earlier.
Oh, yeah. Cassie Grubbs. What's up, Cassie? Commented, your podcast is fantastic. I have the same page a day calendar that Joey has on my desk at work. I love that, so I'm glad that you're fucking
Yeah.
checking out some of the shit, too. And
That's awesome. And Cassie is a listener. Her husband, Adam, used to sing in a couple different bands, but one of them, when I first met him, it was like the third or fourth Low 12 show. We were playing in a sandwich shop
Yeah.
in Urbana called the Sandwich Boy, and he was in a band that opened for us. They were like really young, like 13 years old,
Right.
and he was the singer, and the band was called Children of the Porn.
I think I remember that
I
shit,
was like,
dude.
dude, that's a fucking awesome name. And so, yeah, Adam and Cassie are big
Hell yeah.
listeners of
Fucking
the
A.
show. Adam's a good dude. So very cool, Cassie. Thank you. CK, what about that next one?
Dollar Robson commented, I watched a few of those heavy metal flute videos.
Hell
That
yeah.
shit was awesome.
Nice.
I can't wait to hear you guys cover his crimes. Love you guys. Love you guys and listening every week in Austin, Texas. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Very cool. And Chris, what about the last one? We got fourth one there.
Oh, man. Metalhead 554 says, I'm from Long Island and I love you fuckers. I love the mix of metal and serial killers. Pure fucking genius.
Forget
Awesome.
about it.
Hey.
Forget about it.
Forget
All right.
about it.
Very good. Metalhead 554. All right. Well, don't forget to check out murdermetalmayhem.com to listen to those past episodes. We got 140 of them as of today, just cranking them out, plus all the bonus stuff. There's like 190 episodes, actually, if you get to all the interviews and stuff that we don't number. So there's quite a bit more than what's really, seems that there's there. We've got a Facebook page, so you can like us there. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, you can check out the show on Amazon Music, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, iTunes, and more. And please leave comments and rate the show. It helps other people find us. So thank you for that. Support the show and join the 666 Club. Go to patreon.com/murdermetalmayhem to join. Only $3 a month. Again, all this stuff in the episode description. You go to PeteAltieri.com if you want to order one of my books. I got Creation of Chaos 3. Will be here in about a month. So it's going to be badass. And you can get on there and advance order it. That'll be available here any day now as soon as I get those test
Now
copies.
that right there is a horror type novel.
That's right. Horror type novel. And and I'm getting ready to start Deeper Than Dead here now. And so a lot of shit is going on. Check out my podcast. The other one I do, voiceofdread.com. I just did one that released this week called The Creep, which is my story that I wrote, The Creep, for the new book. I did an audio version of it, and I explained where the story came from and a nightmare I had. So you can check it out and listen to the story. It's like 45 minutes long. We can't let him go, though,
Hold
without
on.
hearing.
I forgot in metal. I was going to fucking plug something.
What's that?
I dropped a new CD this week.
Oh,
yeah,
with
dude.
my other band, The Car from Christine, the second album, The Implication.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
so I'm stoked
goddamn
on that.
good.
I got the physical copies today, so if anybody checks out my shit and wants
Oh,
to hear
nice.
fucking my side project, The Car from Christine,
Hell yeah.
go ahead and get that. CK, since I just got those in, I'll have your package coming out to you.
Awesome.
Cool. Hopefully, we won't have to go around the world. 3
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
right. All right. Well, I did a karaoke song, dug back into the 70s for this one. So crank it up. And until next time, keep one foot in the gutter.
And keep your fist tightly grasped around your falsely disabled daughter's hand.
We were very happy. Well, at least I thought we were. Can't somebody tell me what's gotten into her? A house, a home, a family, and a man that loves her so. Who'd believe she'd leave us to join the burlesque show? Oh, say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose? Here's her picture when she was my sweet Mary Jo. She's got rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose? Oh, I got wind, my Joe's been dancing here in New Orleans, in this smoke-filled honky-tonk they call the land of dreams. She comes a strutting in her birthday clothes. Say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose? Baby, baby, won't you come? Won't you come home? Say, we all miss you, and every night we kiss your picture. Oh, Rose, one night the lights go dim and the crowd goes home. That's the day you'll wake up and you'll find you're all alone. So let's say goodbye to Gypsy. Hello, Mary Jo. Say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose?
Sweet Gypsy Rose,
Fuck yeah!
sweet Gypsy Rose,
Take the rings off your fingers and the bells off your toes. Say, has anybody seen my? Now you know just what I mean by. Has anybody seen fucking Gypsy Rose?
say has anybody seen this
Sweet Gypsy Rose.
Here's a picture when she was his sweet Mary Jo. Say has anybody seen this
Sweet Gypsy Rose.
Here's a picture when she was his sweet Mary Jo. Say has anybody
Yeah.
sweet Gypsy
Mother, mother, man.